I know I remember my damn password.
Somebody.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4.
There's one a week. I swear, one of y'all every week.
What, I can't come?
No, password.
No, my saved password for some reason was different on the main screen as it was in the secondary.
Oh. There we go. Malcolm. There's Malcolm.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
it's like-
need.
That's why I was commenting on it during the watching session.
All right.
I like how Kovon's name box is just empty. There
Give me
is
like
no
2 minutes.
Kovan.
You're fine.
Kovan's dead.
There is no Kovan, only Zool.
I really want to know how the clerics of Bahamut are going to respond to Kovan just being delivered to them fucking dead by a fucking demon lord. It's like, here, you dropped this.
I'm frozen and nice. Yeah, it's going to like a drone, like Amazon delivery.
Okay, I'm back.
Fucking Fierna.
Welcome back.
Hey, it's everyone.
Everybody's here.
Yeah. Getting
That's
here.
the best kind of way to be, is here. Yay. Let's fucking do this!
All right.
Also, good on you for choosing the best demon lord, Dorn.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Good on you for choosing the best demon lord.
Thank you.
Jesus Christ, Jeff, be present. Pay attention.
I'm happy that you actually understood who she was.
I
Well,
have done
it trips me
way
up
too
because
much research.
Diarna is a fucking character in the Driz Doran book that I'm reading.
Wait. As like a character or like
Wait,
a demon? Or sorry, devil.
Hang on, I'll find it right now.
He's like a popsicle. They're going to grab like a hair. They're dry and going to get him out.
So many people to serve the.
Okay. So, here's the Earth.
It's a pretty sweet earth, you might say.
Round. All right. So. When we last left off, and this is for Firebeard and Aelith. Firebeard and Aelith were tasked with returning Elrod's mother to the campsite due to the drow that were discovered on the beachfront, and because they were gone last week. In their absence, a battle ensued. 9 drows plus 1 massive drider had pinned down Edmund and another drow that seemed to be bound and tied up, although she was like in clothing. She had really long hair, a bastard sword, a wand, and a lute. The fight ensued, and unfortunately for our adventurers, the drow were carrying poisons. These poisons in particular halted the regeneration of life essence, or tissue, or however you want to spin that. And these drow were clever enough to target and focus their attention on the primary source of healing for the group, to the extent that this fight started going southward. Kovan fell in battle, alongside Rix and Edmund, who were both unconscious, but still showing a pulse. It came down to the wire, with Wallace. Wallace causing a massive sandstorm as he approached the Drider one-on-one to buy the group time. With Dorn's aid, he was able to escape as well, and the party fled back to the camp. Throughout all this chaos, Kovan's body was encased in ice by Sora, as a means to try to preserve it, before the body was whisked away in a flash of hellfire from the side of the camp. The most clue anybody has about it is Dorn's communications with the devil Fierna in the middle of combat.
Thank you for actually pronouncing that correctly. Unlike Dorn, mumbler. Please continue.
When we left off, everybody had just returned to the camp. It is now into the night. Kovan was taken, or Kovan's body is unknown as of now. Elrod, along taking the unconscious body of his father and the imprisoned Zelzira to his tent where his mother awaited. Ayla set up in the tent nearby as she had before, Firebeard in his own tent. Bretta taking Rix's unconscious body to their own tent, where Tanakh mournfully nudged and whined over his unmoving body. Wallace, Sora, and Half-Pint set up in their own, with Cormon and Dorn setting up their own spot as well. Valicius, Taliba, Molly have been off doing their own thing. It's at this point that we start our night. There's a brisk bonfire going on about right here on the camp. Rix and Edmund are still unconscious, as they've not received proper healing to be brought back to the scene. The only person that's not been noticed or seen within the campsite is Silva. And I'd start this off with you guys.
What's the titty witch's name?
Zelzira.
I don't know. Have we been introduced?
Drew fire. I think you would have seen her shooting and helping us. I don't know if Dorn noticed. Either way, does anyone want to do? Do you want me to go first, Mist, or?
You want to arm wrestle for it?
My stuff's gonna take a minute.
Let me tell you right now, Half-Pint is at Elrod's tent. Just kind of sitting.
Okay.
Okay, he hasn't noticed Half-Pint yet. Nobody's volunteering. Mother. Oh, thank goodness, you're alright. Help me get this lug into bed.
With your mother's help, you're able to get Edmund up onto the bed. His body's still racked with the poison as well. You can see his veins pulsing and tensing up along his arm. He's breathing, just barely. But for the most part, he's as lifeless as one can be at this point. The same can be said for Rix, although Rix is lacking any signs of the poison. He's just currently unconscious. Well, I see you got him out. And what's this one? As she motions over to the drow that is standing beside you, in a severe lack of clothing.
I gave her the black robe.
Oh, that's right. In a black robe that she is pulling over her head.
This one was a prisoner. She was bound, and the sailors that were left were protecting her from the drow. And then she began helping us in the fight.
I'm just curious. Sorry to interrupt. What led to her being naked? Did I miss that?
Nobody,
She was just naked in the beginning.
you guys don't know.
Well, I mean, everyone's born naked. I get that, but like, from that time until why she was tied up and still naked, we don't know.
You don't
That's
know.
a great question.
Well, all right then. That's all I need.
I figured since we couldn't get a prisoner from the more rowdy bunch, we could have a word with the one that was willing to talk to us. She seems to bear the mark of Illustre. Is it Illustre?
Illustre.
Just curious on its own. I'd for certain like to have a word with her myself.
Understandable. I am going to go see if I can find that wonderful little healer friend of yours to fix your father.
Yes. And do come back when you are ready.
I will. The fellow leaves the tent. A rather regal walk is trying to look rather unaffected by anything going on as Zelzira just kind of watches her. Her pointed ears drooping just slightly.
Who did what? You cut out in the middle there.
Zelzira kind of watches her leave. Her pointed ears drooping ever so slightly there. I don't think she likes me very much.
Is Elrod's mother good and gone?
Yeah.
Yes, mother is like that. Don't quite think she liked me very much either. At least at first.
I
Sit.
see. Yes.
He just motions at a chair, and he'll sit across from his dead campfire and just stare at her for a minute.
She kind of sits down, smoothing out the robe and fiddling with her lute as she waits for Elrod to speak up again.
After a moment of he's just staring at the dead fire and thinking for a minute. So many questions. My first one. Why? Why you help? Why did you help me? Why did you help my father? He's trying to keep himself together at first.
Well, I knew he was confused by my state, and I don't mean the clothing. Of course, he stumbled upon a drow. Why would he not attack a drow? But he chose to try to keep me as a prisoner, and when the other drow attacked, I figured the only way to really convince anyone that I was not on their side would be to help.
I see. So, tell me a little bit about yourself then. Just who are you? You bear the mark of Illustri? Sorry. Illustra? Is that it, Mist?
I'm Zelzira Moongrace, and yes, I am a bardic cleric of the goddess Illustre. She is a beacon of good in the horrors that have been brought on by the followers of Loth.
He nods slowly.
We seek to redeem our people's name and make peace with the surface dwellers again.
I see. That is quite noble of you. I have read a bit about her. Word of her is rather scant up here, however.
Of course.
Lots of us think you're a myth, a machination made by the drow to gain our trust. I apologize for the less than hospitable welcome. I like to think I'm usually more polite, but I must be curt. For now, you are our prisoner until we figure these things out.
Quite understood. And then she starts to play her lute, and it sounds a lot like this music you guys are hearing right now.
Can I say that catches Aelith's attention?
Sure.
I could see that. I'm just gonna add something. Are you just gonna come bursting in?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. When you do, you'll notice that she isn't tied up at all. Aura didn't tie her or anything. He was just yanking her along by the arm the whole time he was running here. And he's just sitting there. It looks like he's just having a conversation with her.
Alright.
Even though he thinks he's interrogating her.
So the door of the tent opens, and Aelith just bursts in. Elrod!
Aelith!
Her eyes fix on the drow. Huh?
Hello.
What?
Oh, right. You had to leave.
Yes, someone had to escort your mother back.
She didn't get an escort, I bet. It's all talk. Anyway. This is... I've forgotten her name already. Say that... What's her name again, Miss?
Zelzira. I can show it to you guys now.
Thank you. Yeah, I just need to see it. Elise.
You brought a drow back. That's unexpected for you.
Indeed. This is... I thought you were typing the name. I was ready to look at it. Missed.
It's look at her token.
Oh. This is Elzira. She is a bard cleric of Illustre, Corellian's daughter. Supposedly a beacon of good in the Underdark.
Aelith
helped save my
gasps
father.
and rushes up to her side.
Oh?
Another bard! Oh, it's so good to not be alone anymore. All of these people are so uncultured. They have no idea how to appreciate music.
Excuse you.
Your lute is beautiful, by the way. I'm not talking about you, Elrod.
Well, thank you. And as you watch, she's still strumming and everything as she spawns. Her lute is actually made out of a dark oak with symbols of the moon engraved upon it that seem to flicker in the moonlight.
Aelith is going to pull out her own loot.
Aelith, trying to have a discussion with this woman.
Sorry. Got
You-
carried
welcome
away. Very sorry.
You're welcome to stay, but one loot at a time, please.
Right. She just sort of backs up a bit and just like
He'll point at one of the
The-
spare little stools if you want to sit.
she's just gonna sit on the floor.
Okay.
She's just gonna sort of like sit down basically where she's standing.
Right. Now, where was I? Right. Prisoner through circumstance until we figure all of this out. Unfortunately, my colleagues from the Temple of Corellin will likely be a little less patient. However, you are fortunate, or rather I am foolish enough, that you have done me a great personal favor. So, stick with me and I'll try to keep them from harassing you.
At your mention of the followers of Corella, she actually takes a minute to reach into the robe that you gave her and pull her little necklace charm out so that it's visible to anybody who looks at her.
Thank you.
And it's similar to what Cormon posted there in the chat. It's just a elvish figure holding a broadsword above her head with hair covering obviously the important places. The silhouette of a moon. The silhouette of a moon behind her.
So, were you the only prisoner? And why were you a prisoner? Did my father take you?
I was captured by your father. Well, yes, I was captured by. She takes a minute to look to the man, and then back to Elrod. Oh, and she sort of laughs. I was taken prisoner because I am a drow. Why else would I be taken prisoner?
Oh, of course. No, that makes the most sense.
Aelith gasps and starts to say something, but then covers her mouth.
Yes, Aelith?
That's your father?
Oh, yes, that's Edmund. Elrod Sr., as you probably He's alive and barely alive, and I'm hoping Silver comes by shortly. And
Sorry
one
for
of the
distracting you.
no, that's all right. One of the I will explain further later. I just was curious if you were a prisoner of the Drow for your affiliation with your goddess or my father. I'm not sure. The scouting, rather, what were the events that led up to you being captured in the Drow period? Did they simply show up and ransack the ships? Did they take prisoners?
Oh, the drow were already in the forest, I'm sure. As for, why I was caught, well, it's hard to quietly do a ritual that involves music and dancing in the middle of the woods. This was over on another portion of the island, of course, before the ship left to head back here.
I see. Are there more of your people?
Of course.
Interesting. But do you know of the followers of Loth? Those that are attacking us and burning our ships and slaughtering our men.
Well, they're evil, of course.
I'm
She
very
kind of
aware.
grins. No, they are using this newfound alliance with these celestial orcs to seek out revenge on the surface dwellers who've treated them so harshly.
You don't happen to know anything of their movements or plans. I don't quite know how your cities operate down there.
No.
Worth a try. He just kind of leans back, hands fold over his lap, trying to look serious, but kind of hard to hide how dumbfounded he is, just by, or rather, not dumbfounded, just
Dumb.
overwhelmed. Overwhelmed and done with the crazy events of the day.
Do you mind if I insight check her?
Sure.
Alright. I want to make sure that she's not trying to pull a fast one on us and get us to just trust her.
Yeah, that was Elrod's first worry, even though he's not good at
Her
insight.
body language and her voice all seem very naturally calm and not hinting or showing any signs of lying.
Got it.
Did the drow take any prisoners at all? I don't know if we got to that. Or did they just kill everyone?
I don't know. The ones that you found are the same ones that I've discovered when the ship and its crew was attacked.
I see. Understood. Oh. A real quick question.
Yes.
This one's more of a curiosity. Why were you naked?
Excuse me.
Well,
For a ritual, Elrod.
it's required of the rituals.
I see. And
That
you
happens sometimes.
And you were caught doing the ritual by my father and his men.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I see. I apologize for any comments he made, knowing him. As I do.
Mostly confused flatteration.
He does have a thing for elves. And then Elrod just kind of looks down at the fire sadly.
Hey, with stickers.
I mean, oh no, she's a good drow. I was gonna say, wouldn't she get pissed if you called her an elf?
Isn't your mother there?
No, she's gone.
She's just happens to be there on the map.
She's been listening through the wall this whole time, judging Elrod. Well, forgive me, this is all a little much for me to take in.
Understood. Is there anything else you need to know?
One more question.
Yes.
What will you do now? Of course, your circumstances are limited now that you're a prisoner, but what do you hope to gain? What was your original goal coming up to the surface like this? Were you here to just try and make diplomatic connections, or is your temple on the move?
Well, we're required, as part of our faith and allegiance to Illustray, to perform certain rituals in the forest on the surface before sunrise, in an effort to bring peace about ourselves, our bodies, and hopefully others.
Just happened to be there with a bunch of fucking this underground dwelling drow popped out. Said hello.
Well, the drow weren't there.
I see.
They weren't there until they were.
So more of... He kind of cocks his head to the side as he thinks another. So more traditional purposes, there was no... Your people are your people trying to leave as well right now? Or not that you know of?
We're working to find friendship and allegiances upon the surface that can help further our cause. But of course we can't just necessarily stay up here.
Right. Yeah. I appreciate your cooperation. I didn't want this to get difficult. I'm not the type of person who does this sort of thing. Elrod says to the person he's supposed to be interrogating.
1 second.
Okay.
You know, Elrod. Oh wait, Elrod left, right? Didn't he?
Oh, Elrod's here.
Okay. You know, Elrod, I'm really impressed by how well you go about conversing with, well, outsiders.
Outsiders.
People who you would normally not be
Back.
expected to get along with.
I'm back.
Gotcha. I was an outsider my whole life. I understand that. And unfortunately, I'm a sentimental fool.
Yes, but plenty of people, once they stop being outsiders, are very quickly, who are very quick to turn on those who still are.
Hear a slight ruffling on the flap of your tent. Hello?
Come in. Silva!
Yes.
Please come in.
Oh, hello.
So this is him.
Yes, this is Edmund Lorimer, my father.
Interesting. He's got the same damage upon his arm as Kovan does.
Kovan. Right. Oh my goodness. Oh god, Kovan!
What happened to Kovan?
I couldn't keep him safe. Oh, I
What?
didn't even think about that. Like, he just completely loses composure. Kovan... He fell. The drow ran past me. There were just so many of them, I couldn't keep up with them all. And he like, his composure in front of his prisoner, in air quotes, just completely fades, and he puts his hands on his head. Oh, gods. Silva, did he get to you? Dawn did something, and then his body vanished.
I have his body.
It's not a fucking Pokemon card, okay?
I'm looking for Dorn, actually. But first, let me perform the cleansing ritual upon your father so he can rest before the poison takes him. And that's where we're going to leave off on that little section. We're going to jump over to Bretta and Rix.
Meow. Meow.
Rick's meows in his sleep.
Rix, go ahead and roll a saving throw for me. It won't kill you.
Oh. Wait, is he 2 death saving throws deep?
Yes.
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 Oh my god.
He almost killed himself with one.
Okay.
Slowly, Bretta, as you're watching quietly over Rix's body, you see his ears begin to twitch slightly. And slowly, Rix slowly blinks awake under the assault of Tanak's upset and whimpering licks. You hurt.
Oh my god, Riggs, you're alive! I kinda ran to him to give me a hug, but I stopped at the last second.
As
I
for,
was sorry.
as for the damage of Rix, the most painful portion of your body is right across your chest where you took that last Eldritch Blast. Your armor is seared through. You can actually see the burnt, boiled away skin.
Oh god, that's gonna leave a scar.
I just
Gonna
noticed
have
my
like
ears
a
closed.
the after effects of a Rasengan on my chest.
I have no idea what that means.
Or filthy Naruto references, so that's okay. Makes sense.
Oh dear,
Okay,
Riggs,
well-
I was so preoccupied with Tenak. Are you okay? Are you hurt? You feeling okay? Does it hurt? It's going to scar?
I am currently only barely conscious enough, and am not even conscious enough to understand speech. So I sort of just slowly blink my eyes open and try to get a grip of the world. Why is everything so wet?
I grab one of my bags and I get some water and try to give it to him so he can drink it.
I slowly open my eyes and I see just Tanok doesn't stop licking. It's like, hello, and just sneeze on him. oh, okay. Where am I? Oh,
Give me a moment. Let me help you with this water. Yeah. I get closer the water to his mouth and he starts drinking.
oh. I just happily gulp it down a bit too quickly.
Hi, baby.
Gets,
Yeah.
Water noises.
Hey, listen, baby. This stream is rated NC-17. It's got Gormon in it.
Can you say night night? Can you say goodbye? Bye bye. Okay, go find mommy.
Precious baby.
Well, I start chugging the water as quickly as I could, which turned out to be a mistake because like my gut suddenly wrenches, and I finally feel that pain that I've been ignoring this whole time. Oh my god, what happened?
Well, let's say you fighted a little more than you could chew. I was really preoccupied after Kovan. She looks to the ground. It seems kind of sad.
Oh, Kovan, right? What happened to him? Did he make it out safe? Was I able to protect him for long enough?
She just looks at him and just signals no with her head.
I look down and just bury my face into Nog's fur in his neck. No. Why?
Just already fired outside, so I think this is going to be a really sad day for us.
This is what happened after? Is everyone else okay?
Yeah, we barely made it out alive. Wallace and Dorn just bought us time to escape, and actually,
no, are they okay?
Yeah.
Did they fall or did they?
no, they actually escaped with us. I really thought they were
Oh,
just
oh,
going to sacrifice their lives.
I visibly relax afterwards. Oh, thank goodness. That'll be a bit too much for me, I think. I'm not used to this. And I just wince again from the pain in my chest. Really, really not used to this.
Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have said that to him where you're so hurt. Give me a moment. Let's see if I have something here to read so I can give you.
Oh, that's scary.
That's scary. What's that true? I open one of my bags and just take one of the rabbits that Rick's cooked the other day. Hand one to him and another to Chanak. Here, have this.
You saved this?
Yeah, I jump into my bag, so yeah.
Oh,
Here.
You must have a really salty bag for it to be preserved so well.
Just look at him and blink at him with one eye. Yeah, here. Eat. Get some rest.
I learned from my earlier chugging of the water that I should probably take it a bit slower.
Alright. So Rick's in quite severe amount of pain, having his second near brush with death and just as many fights. Kind of lays back down just to rest in the company of Bretta. We move on over to Wallace, who is over with Sora in their tent.
The room's very silent right now. See a little tension between them. Mainly Sora looks puzzled.
Wallace,
Yes?
is this worth it all?
I don't even know anymore.
Azalea's dead. This group's cleric of the mighty Bahamut is dead. That elf you give so much crap to is on his deathbed, and that human we found is as good as dead.
Well, depending on how much the gods really like me, we'll see if the elf survives. But in a good way. I gotta have someone to pick on.
I sneeze and my chest really hurts from that.
Somebody must be talking about him.
God damn it.
We have nowhere to go now. We're here. And I think this is probably the safest place to be. Is here.
I think so. We seem to be losing more than we are winning right now, though.
Yes, but with each battle we get stronger. We'll be okay.
Very well.
Sorry about that. I had to get up.
You're fine.
Basically, Wallace wasn't paying attention because he's kind of focused on half pipe.
Right.
Yeah. That takes us over to Koromon.
Koromon's just sitting in the corner of his tent alone, in Indian style, legs crossed, facing the back wall and fucking bawling, crying like a 3-year-old girl with a skinny. There, he's right in the middle of it.
Just have
He
a
just-
Hey, the little guy is dead. Stupid Thorn. He did things and things that didn't save him.
Ooh, titties.
He keeps looking at an open, like, adult magazine on the ground.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so Cormon's dealing with things the best way Cormon.
Alright.
Wallace looks at Sora and says, "Do you feel disturbance in the wind?"
Is it raining?
Look at what I emoted just as you
Yeah.
Firebeard, after escorting Nefel back to camp, what did you get up to and what are you doing at the moment? Because so far you're the only one I think who doesn't know any of the news.
Oh, he doesn't. Okay. I assumed he heard.
Now, pretty much when they all came back, Kovan wasn't with them, and they all just kind of went to their separate tents. Very quiet, very depressed. Beretta was using Tanakh to take Rix into the tent, and Elrod and...
Yeah, and it's not like you can understand a thing that Cormon's saying either. He's just obbing and unintelligible.
Even Cormon's
Gotcha.
not been going around the camp boasting and having fun. So something has clearly happened.
Yeah, you must be very uncomfortable right now because Coromon is not flexing. There's no flexing happening. There's no showing off. There's no arm wrestling competitions. So something is amiss.
So sad. Alright, Firebeard is, after not hearing anything, he's gonna step out of his tent and look at everyone and say, "Alright, who died?"
Would I hear him? Missed.
Roll perception.
Sure.
I'm going to do the same since I'm in the same tent.
Yeah.
You just made Coromon cry even louder, saying,
As soon as he says that, the sound of thunderous crying rings out.
You guys hear it, because Zilzera's not playing that loud.
My passive is better. My passive is one lower than Elrod's.
Huh?
Or his roll rather.
Elrod just pokes his head out of the tent. Firebeard! Good to see you well. What was your question?
Of course. Everyone's so damn glum around here. What's going on?
Oh. Yes, after you and Aelith escorted my mother home, we had a conflict with the Drow. They killed Kovan.
So at this, Beard Fire is going to slowly remove his hat and look very sad.
Oh, poor
But Firebeard is he's gonna say, "Is that the halfling or the elf? What was he?"
you can't fucking loot him, okay?
But Beard Fire is
the cleric of Bahamut.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna help.
Oh, does Firebeard? He slaps Firebeard.
so now that they're gonna get into a little argument.
I'll let you two talk it out. And Elrod
Firebeard's
goes
gonna
back in to sit in.
Firebeard's gonna be holding Beard Fire at the neck, and Beard Fire's gonna be flapping like crazy.
Like Homer and Bart Simpson.
Actually, because they rolled a 12, I'm gonna say that she was too busy listening to the music to notice that whole exchange. Because she likes music.
Well, now Firebeard knows. Ow, leg cramp. Who's next?
Dorn. What are you up to?
Hi.
Yeah, Dorn, what do you...
Well, if anybody had ears, you probably heard things being broken in the distance, mainly things of wood. he kind of assembled it all into the middle of the encampment and just kind of started burning it. And if anybody was paying close attention, he put on some water to.
You making tea?
Stupid, damnable, worthless son of an elf, and he kind of slips into demonic. He just starts cursing more and more angrily as he's working.
Beautiful.
While the water is boiling, he also looks to be setting up a magical ritual circle to the left.
All right.
Gotcha.
Specifically for this guy.
Ooh.
He's also going to pull out his old +2 staff, which I think was just a blanket +2 magical weapon.
Yes.
And he's going to put it in the center. And that's going to take a little bit of time.
He's a busy boy.
Yep, but I know why he's doing it. Oh, come on, I don't have just a generic arcane circle.
Does he have any, I guess, additional people coming over to see what's going on?
I think everybody's kind of in their own little thing at the moment.
Yeah, Elrod's preoccupied.
I meant random people, not necessarily our group.
Some of the passerbys come by to see what's going on, but they kind of stray away as he starts swearing in demonic.
What, you never seen a man make coffee before?
Perfect. Making coffee
In the
with
middle of
demonic.
the night.
That's all I got.
Okay.
Cool.
Let's jump back over to Elrod's tent, where Silva's been performing a slight ritual of cleansing upon Edmund's body, and all you see is the veins that are pulsing and swollen start to slowly diminish until they return to the color of his skin. He doesn't seem to stir or wake at the moment. His breathing is very slow. And Nefel eventually returns as well, as Scylla takes a bow and takes her leave to return to her tent.
Should we give him... I have a potion. Silva, wait, before you go.
Yes.
Can I potion him, or does he need time?
Probably both.
Both. Okay. And, I mean, like, he catches Silva, turns away, doesn't notice his mother come in, and he'll give his father a health potion.
Alright.
It was just a cheapy one. It was like 1d10 plus con or something.
It's fine.
Yeah.
You force
Enough
the
to make
potion down his gullet, and eventually he stirs slightly. You see a few fingers curl, but he doesn't seem to wake just yet. And Nefel seems to return, resting an arm on Elrod's shoulder.
Mother.
How's he doing?
Well, he should be fine now. He should wake up soon. Silva did her ritual thing and took the poison from him. He just needs time now.
Alright.
I really like his beard.
Yeah,
Elrod, why don't you have a beard?
Oh, now you sound like him.
What?
Yeah. Don't elves, you know, like the beards aren't really a thing, and I'm kind of in between, so it doesn't really work. I've never been able to grow a beard. Okay. At least I don't think so.
That's disappointing. You'd look good with a beard.
Thanks.
Wait, I had a thought.
Go for it.
No, I'm gonna DM it to Miss.
Okay. I'll hold off on what I'm gonna say then.
As everyone is just kind of solemnly sitting around Edmund's body on the bed.
Missed, I DM'd you.
Yeah, that's why I'm waiting to say things.
What is your race? Of course you can do that.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if I was allowed to do that.
Oh my god.
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, so Elrod, Aelith just sort of like crosses her arm pondering, and then she just snaps her fingers, and like a bright expression crosses her face, and then she transforms into Elrod, but with a beard.
I fancy illusion work, Aelith.
What?
Very-
You don't like it?
This feels weird.
You see both Zelzira and Nefel kind of look at Aelith suspiciously.
She snaps her fingers and then turns back.
At least you're kinda. I always appreciate your efforts to keep my spirits up, but
I mean,
am I really
I'm an
that
entertainer.
tall? Yeah, I didn't realize how short
no.
you were. He just kind of chuckles.
You're not really that tall. I made some improvements.
As y'all are sitting there chatting, you're watching the moon symbols upon Elistray's lute glow faintly. There's a wave of lunar-colored magic go swirling over towards Edmund's body. He
Is
kind
this
of
like...
his body lurches. Yeah, it's moving like a song might be animated, and it swirls about his body before he like lurches forward, letting out a horrid cough with some blood because he was stabbed last. I believe this is Dorn who's going to be voicing him.
Oh, is the father figure awake?
Yes.
Yes. Dad. Father.
He kind of stirs.
You're alive. Oh, thank goodness.
Elrod. He's gonna look at you and he's gonna punch you in the face.
Oh! Oh, what's that for? I dragged your ass out of there.
You could have done it faster.
Ugh.
Luckily,
You're all skin and bones.
he doesn't really have the strength to make it hurt that much.
It's still just a surprise crack to the nose.
He kind of hacks into his hand a little bit.
I always look like this. Right. Right. Yes.
Aelith is caught extremely off guard. Like, she was going to go and admire Zazira's handiwork, and then she just hears this and is just like, what in the world?
Oh, look at us. He kind of looks between Edmund, who clearly hasn't noticed the mums in the room, looks at Nefel, looks at him. Huh. You two are in a room together. You know what I would have given for this during my formative years? Yeah. Talk about not being quick enough. Don't tell me I'm not being quick enough. He kind of just crosses his arm and sits back down.
At Elrod's comment, Nefel's going to flick him on the ear.
What the hell is she doing here?
Why wouldn't I be here? The father of my child almost died.
Oh, gee, I didn't think you cared.
You know why I left. I had my duties to attend to.
Yeah, priorities, right?
Unfortunately,
Life's a bitch.
I see you've not changed a bit.
Against your best efforts.
I was going to at least toughen Elrod up a little bit.
I thought so too.
Okay.
Is that a tear?
She laughed.
Don't you... Yes.
Save your strength, Edmund. You can torment the boy later. Unfortunately,
Elrod, are you gonna cry? Chin up.
I'm not crying. I didn't cry. I don't cry anymore.
unfortunately, with us all here, it shows that the efforts which called me away were sadly not quite as fructuous as we all would have liked. Especially against those who decided to try and enjoy life, Edmund.
Which ones? I'm kidding. I know which ones.
So Zero's finally goes, hello.
Oh yes, we saved the prisoner you caught. Father, Dad.
Well, that's good. I think.
Yes,
Why not just kill her?
She's actually willing to talk to us. The others aren't.
She also just saved you.
The others killed my men.
She just saved you. twice.
In fairness, don't always judge a book by its cover. I mean, Elrod saved my life before.
And who the hell are you?
This is Aelith. She is my friend. I've
Aelith
been very
bows.
busy.
He kind of.
The adventuring party you might have heard of coming in, yes, that's my party. Well, that's us. Us. We are us.
Hello.
We are us.
Such beautiful words.
He's still not
Yes.
very good at the words thing.
Coromon approves.
I don't need to be. I just need to stand in between you and the big hitting things.
Exactly. The words are my job. At
So
least
wait, your best talent is to get hit. You're right, woman. I was a success.
figured.
He strains a laugh. Yes, that's... I protect them with my magic and tend to jump in the way, although unfortunately a friend of ours, as far as we know, has fallen, so... first time I failed at that. Still currently processing that. His eye kind of starts to well up again. He thinks about Koban.
Are you going to cry,
No,
boy?
no. I'm not going to cry. Only a little.
Here, Coromon still crying in the background.
Emotions don't make you weak, Elrod.
Yes, they do. Don't listen to your mother.
Oh,
Big tent.
here we go. The torn between two worlds motif is yet again manifest. I don't know what I thought would happen. But
Aelith's just gonna pat him on the back.
the good news is, you're alive. He motions at his mother. You're alive. And we have her now. Let's focus on the good. We're gonna need it. And we're all here. So let's... You need to rest up. And we'll all work together on making a big impact. in the days to
Right,
come.
let's rest up. Get me a beer.
Sure. I think I have something in here. And he'll just search through his rations and pull out just a little tiny bottle of mead. It's just like a normal cork bottle. There's something. It was in Elvira's bag, but I'm sure she wouldn't mind.
I mean,
It's wine.
it's for her father-in-law, so
Wait, does Aelith say that?
no, of course not.
That'd be funny. Yes. Oh, Elvira. I think you'll quite like her. She's very special to me.
Wait, who?
Elvira.
Aelith is going to make a circle with one hand and then put her finger through the other one behind Elrod.
He's completely oblivious.
My boy's a man?
Yes?
He kind of puffs up with a little bit of pride.
Yes?
Never thought I would see the day.
Thank you, I think.
Aelith is going to do her best to avoid breaking out laughing.
Nephil's
It's
just
not a
face palming,
beard.
but Zilzira is laughing hysterically.
I hope she's alright.
What would I have to roll to stop from breaking out laughing? Endurance?
Endurance.
Okay, good. I have 0 in that.
When does Koromon join in?
Oh my god, damn it.
Coromon comes into
you
crying on
actually-
Rod's shoulder.
Manage. We're gonna take a break from this lovely family reunion
Yeah.
to move over to Dorn, who's been approached by Silva.
Damnable, worthless elf. Can't do anything right. What? Just keeps mumbling.
Dorn,
My lady.
you're versed in rituals, correct?
I am.
Care to help me with one?
What do you need? I'm in the middle of something.
It's a resurrection ritual.
That's what I'm working on.
Is that so?
Yes. I didn't think you were able to do that.
There's a lot of things I'm quite capable of doing that y'all don't know about. She flashes one
Fair
of
enough.
her wings at him. So since
I
she,
still didn't think that you could do that.
yes, but let's not tell Kovan, should he come back.
He's going to find out eventually. You know this.
Well,
Awkward.
that's the intention. But it's when he's ready.
All right, and he's going to exert the final little tidbit of force for his ritual that he's been working on, and the staff is going to shatter into a bunch of fine powder and form into a small little pile in the center.
Residium.
Da-na-na-na. I don't know what that's for, but it sounds cool.
What do you have in mind?
It's infinite dust.
Well, I came to see what sort of components you had upon you so that we could perhaps begin something. Now, we may need the help of some others, and I wish everyone to know when they find out what we are doing that no matter how much time and effort we put into this, there's a chance it could fail.
Well, there's always a chance.
Yes, I just don't want to be getting everyone's hopes up.
Well, you might want to console the big guy, though, because he needs some hope.
You mean Koramon?
Yes.
I can hear him from here.
He's been making my little coffee break a misery.
I mean, I can't hear that, but let's just pretend Cormon says, fuck yourself. I don't know. What do you want?
He just shouts it.
I see. Well, I'll
My ears are burning.
check in on him. Perhaps we can find a way to allow him to help somehow.
I'll think on it. What I need from you is I need one of your fancy robes.
Why?
I need to wear it.
You know that's not a requirement, correct?
It says so right here, and he's going to point at a random area of the scroll, and then just kind of take the finger away.
Well, if you really need it, then by all means, I'll go get you one.
It helps get me into the mindset of what I'm trying to do.
After I check on Koramon.
I'm just reminded of the moment where the doctor is making a list of things he needs, and one of the things is a fez.
Yeah.
With that, Silva's gonna take her leave from there and head on over to Koramon's tent, where she already covers her ears as she enters.
Yeah, he's just hyperventilating.
Koramon's gonna feel a dainty little hand on his shoulder.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
Koramon,
What?
it's Silva.
Oh, hello, lady.
Yes. Hello. I've been informed that you are taking this situation surprisingly hard.
What situation? I don't know what you're talking about.
She actually laughs a little bit. Even the mightiest show emotion when a close friend is lost, Koramon.
Little guy didn't even stand a chance.
He needs to lift more. They hold you.
We're gonna go back there and punch that stupid spider bitch in the face.
Eventually we shall seek out vengeance for the loss, but for now, Dorn and I could use your help.
Hmm? You mean it? What can I do?
Why, you're going to be the slab upon which Kovan's return has begun. Or so we hope.
Is that like a gay sex thing? What?
No, we
Yes.
just need somebody to lift him towards the heavens as we perform the ritual.
I mean, that makes sense. I'm way up high already, and I'm probably the best at lifting things ever. So yeah, all right, count me in.
Alright?
So don't fuck it up.
Love him.
So, in time, Silva kind of makes her way through the camp, informing everybody that she's going to wish for their prayers, their energy, their being around as they prepare Kovan for
Did Kovan's dead body just teleport over?
a resurrection ritual.
What is
She-
this?
It was Dorn's little arcane circle for killing his staff.
It looks like a kiddie pool.
That's an important component to the ritual. You wouldn't understand.
She stops by Wallace's tent. Wallace, Sora, we could use some extra hands in a ritual.
I don't know anything about that.
Well, simply some extra magical energy, some prayers, or even just some hope to try to bring back Kovan.
Anything you need, you can count on us.
Very well. Dawn is setting up the ritual in the center of camp. Her next stop is by Bretta and Rix's tent, where she pokes her head in. Happy to see.
Oh, hello there.
Oh, hi.
Have you made the rounds around the camp? How's everyone doing?
Better, it seems. You're awake. Edmund is awake.
Oh,
How are you feeling?
I mean, it's working. Oh, fuck.
Take it easy. Come on, Riggs. Take it easy.
I'm still recovering. I don't do this very often.
Very well. Feel free to rest up, but we will be gathering everybody in the center of camp to help, at least their presence to help with a ritual of sorts in an attempt to save Kovan.
Wait, what?
An attempt. Let me reiterate that. There's no guarantee.
Wait, how much not guarantee there is?
It's unsure. It depends on his relationship with his god. And
How much not guaranteed?
She's a foreigner, cut us from slack.
About 12, I think.
It depends on how he is judged by Bahamut and any outlying factors that may be at play in his return to the mortal plane.
What? I wanna let me help, and then as he just sort of puts his hand down to start to get up, he just realizes that he can't and falls flat down on his butt. Oh god, maybe not.
Oh, whoa. You shouldn't move. You really need to rest.
Yeah, I don't have much magical energy right now, anyways. I guess.
That's
Well,
fine.
good. Yeah.
Weasel, did you get my DM? Or Wallace, you there?
Yeah, Wallace is there.
Alright, I just sent you a thing in a DM real quick.
Okay. By the way, Wallace, as he walks by Rick's and Bretta's tent, he pokes his head in and sees Rick's sitting up. He looks up at the sky and goes, "Why, God?" and just walks away.
Yikes.
Goodbye, I guess.
Finally, her last stop, after stopping by her tent to get the robe that Dorn requested. Her last two stops are by Elrod's tent to relay the same message. She doesn't stick around long for the family reunion.
A ritual?
Yes.
Then I'll be right there.
Alright.
Give me a moment.
Oh, he's gonna put the robe on right over his duster.
I'll be right back.
And-
Keep an eye on the drought, and neither one of you go running off again on me, and he'll just walk.
Can I not help? I mean, my music has healing powers.
He looks at his mom. Well, Mother, I don't have a problem with it.
She's your prisoner.
I say
Leave
we
her
do it.
here. I think we can figure out a way to
Oh,
pass the time.
That sounds awfully rapey.
All right, that is
No, we're bringing her with us.
cool.
I think she was naked and tied down.
Now she is coming.
Yeah. As Elrod is saying that, Aelith just goes over to her and like takes her hand. Come on, let's go.
I feel that
Wait,
was
here-
probably just in jest, but you know.
Oh no, it probably was, but now it's like,
Oh yeah, it was definitely a jest, but
I know your history with elves. Anyway, I'm going.
oh my god, Elrod!
You're not helping.
wait, here, Rix. And if there's any good news, I think you will hear them right away.
Oh, alright.
Stay
well,
here with Tanok.
good luck.
Be right back.
Well, Dorn. Oh, she also stopped by to let Firebeard know if he wanted to come and drink in revelry in a hope for the return of the cleric.
There will be drinks. Either way, we're gonna need them.
While Dorn is putting on a robe, Zilzira is removing hers.
Whoa!
Zero, what?
Hold on, do I notice this person walking?
Yes, she's either being. I think she's being held by Aelith right now, and not like you're holding her by that arm, right?
You, get the hell out, now.
No.
Me?
Get the hell out, or I'm gonna burn your face off.
All right, don't.
No.
Yes. Get her the hell out, or I'm going to blow her in half. And I don't think you understand the seriousness of my tone.
Okay.
I was just gonna step in front of her. Why
Dorn.
the hell is she not welcome?
She had. There's many reasons why Dawn doesn't trust her. No offense, Zelzira. Dawn,
Of
she
course.
has healing magic. She literally just revived my father. She's willing to help us.
Great, good for your father. Get her the hell out of here and away from my ceremony. Now.
We can't have him like this if he's going to be doing the ritual.
It's
Use your words, Dorn. Jesus Christ.
it's completely fine.
Aelith, you want to go with her, or do you want to stay?
I'll keep her company, sure.
Alright, just take her back to my tent, I suppose. I
Right.
apologize for what my parents put you through.
Before she goes, she's going to, look somberly around the assembled crowd. And good luck, all of
Dorn,
Thank you.
why'd you make the titty witch go away?
That titty witch is technically our prison.
All right. Well, why did he technically make the titty witch go away? What's up with that? I always lift better when I've got.
Well, then I
Fangirl.
guess you'll have to do this not distracted.
I mean, who's distracted? You're distracted. I'm not distracted.
We'll talk about this later. Let's just do what we can while Kovan is still fresh.
He's not a piece of fucking fish, Elrod.
I don't know how this works.
He's a meatloaf.
I'm an arcane caster.
You would really think that you would, though. And besides, we wouldn't have to do this if you would actually do your damn job.
Oh,
But no, you have to run off and go save some random guy you haven't seen in years.
That was my father, Dawn. I couldn't just
Congra-
sit there. I did all I could for everyone. I can't be in 17 places at once.
Yeah, he's not me.
You didn't help either.
Koromon snapped
Were
like
you
three of them in half.
were you sleeping? I don't remember seeing
No,
any
that's-
green
that-
fireballs
no.
going around hitting people in the face.
No, not the time.
No, that was my fist.
You're right. No, not the time. Not the time. We'll sort this out later. Let's just get Kovan back and up and running. Okay?
Like a
All right.
computer up and running.
All right,
You better find a comfortable position because it's going to take 8 to 10 hours.
We'll put a pin in it this time, Elrod. But remind me to bitch slap Dorn when we're done.
I probably won't, but okay.
I'll tell you what, friend. Let's see if your oil is combustible.
Anytime, any place, buddy.
Gentlemen, this sort of attitude is not going to get your friend back.
No, it's not.
You're in trouble. There's no gentleman here.
Oh my god.
So it seems. Now,
You telling me?
Well, do me a favor then, Koromon. You're going to have to lift Kovan above your head for about the next 8 to 10 hours. So don't fuck it up and don't drop him.
I've lifted far bigger things far longer than 8 to 10 hour Dorn.
I'm
And
sure,
you-
but this time you're not going to, you know... you know what? It's not even fucking work.
This time, just don't fuck up.
All right. No,
Pretty sure he can do it. He punched a dragon in the face.
can I flex while I'm holding him up at least?
sure. So Cormon lifts the lifeless body of Kovan up above his head giving a little flex as he does so, and then Dawn, begin your ritual.
Everybody needs a candle. Pick one up. Except for you, Koromon. I need you all to think about your positive memories with the deceased and channel those energies towards Kovan's body.
You're such a hippie, Dorn.
Shut up, Koromon.
Sorry.
Now, before we begin, we need to try to channel some of Bahamut's energies. I'm sure Silva is going to be considerably more effective at this than me, but I had to actually pull a page of scripture from the back of my book. So, a quick prayer. Lord of the Wind, give me strength, for I am not strong enough to stand up against the evil around me. On my own, I will stumble in time and be crushed under the tides of darkness that flood around me. I need your aid to save me from the shadow of the world and from myself. Because even as I put my sword against the foe of my people, and even though the shield guards the defenseless from evil's claws, in time I could become exactly what I seek to abolish. So, Father, give me strength. Do not do this task for me. Do not consider me a child demanding a favor. But, Father, give me strength so that I might do your will. Grace me with the gifts so that I might set about the tasks before me. Give me aid, but do not take the task from me, for I am eager to test myself and push on. And he begins.
Did you improv that?
No, I totally pulled that from DeviantArt, but
That was awesome.
Oh my god. That was really good, though.
Yeah.
Yes, and
Yes, and.
don't just give yourself away like that.
Alright. At this point, if y'all want to hear what's going on, you're going to have to go to the stream because, Kovan, it's your turn.
I don't know the stream.
Why is Kovan in the stream?
I'm listening in the stream.
I thought he was
I
dead.
too am listening in the stream.
Well, send me the link.
Is that cheating? Am I cheating?
They went to the wrong OOC channel. They went to mine.
Huh.
They went to my channel.
Wait, where do I go? What's happening?
Go to the other
the
chat.
other party channel. The party split channel.
Hope my brother's watching.
Yeah.
Kovan,
You're in the wrong channel, Mist.
you're right. Kovan,
Yes.
you've been in what feels like an eternal sleep. Your eyes are heavy, and your body is freezing cold. But eventually, you slowly blink awake. To the scene before you, you see yourself standing in a flooded field, mountains in the distance with a heavy mist. It's not a place that you recognize, and the feeling upon you is that of being somewhere else, somewhere new but different, somewhere that's not quite good, but not quite bad. Off in the far distance, trudging through the swampy water, you see an elderly man with a long white beard. Fluttering about him are 7 golden canaries, each one flittering about slowly as the man slowly makes his way across the field. Seeing this man, you get this sudden swell of hope, of goodness, this feeling of pride. Roll a religion check. There's something about this figure that strikes you as familiar, but at the moment you're not quite able to quite place your finger on it. Though he just brings a sense of calm about you. Again, you feel the shivers. For unbeknownst to Kovan himself, his body is currently encased in ice. And as you're watching this man slowly, but without any strain or effort, almost seemingly glide across this water that is before him, slowly growing larger as he gets closer and closer, you feel a hand upon your shoulder, and you feel the tap of long, black, shimmering fingernails tapping gently on your collarbone.
I look over.
So you've awoken.
Yes, I've been asleep.
That's the nice way to put it. Your friends called for my aid when your body was in danger. Though, unfortunately, your mortal coil is no longer part of the world.
Wait, my friends? Are they okay? What?
They're quite alright. And as she continues to speak, she slowly turns Kovan around to stare at her. What you see before you is this woman with alabaster skin, bright red eyes, small horns protruding out of vibrant blonde hair. She's just the pure definition of perfection as far as beauty goes. The perfect curves, this perfect layout, very skimpy outfit. And then you notice a tail. The sharp pointed tip on it. In the shape of a spade.
Oh, I blush. I blush a lot.
And the tail flicks against the air behind her and you hear a small crack. Your partner, Dorn, Malcolm Dorn, I should say, asked for me to retrieve your corpse from the field of battle before it could be destroyed. Dropped off
Dorn?
to... Yes, Dorn.
As in the sorcerer Dorn.
Yes. As in my follower, Dorn.
You're... Oh. Oh.
She slowly curls her hand towards you again, brushing the back of her knuckles against your cheek softly.
I'm gonna ever so politely, just tinily record.
Watch your step. You don't want to walk off the cliff now.
Okay.
It's strange.
Yes.
Without the burns on your face, you're not half bad.
I reach up and touch my face.
The burns upon Kovan's body seem to be missing.
Literally in shock. Like, feeling all over his face and cannot believe. What? What? I have so many questions. Just, I guess this isn't the time. Go. What?
No. Feel free to ask.
What? How? You're here. I'm here, but I'm not here. What is this place?
This is the Outlands, the neutralmost plane amongst the gods, amongst the outer realms and the astral sea. It is here where those of us from opposite spectrums can meet in peace. And she does little air quotes. I'm sure you recognize the man walking across the field right now.
He,
Platinum white hair.
I'm gonna turn and look really hard at the old man.
Alright, roll a religion check with a bonus this time. Just roll it and I'll let you know.
I am. Yeah, I'm just
Okay.
getting.
That's fine. With the bonus, it finally clicks so that you've had a moment to take everything in and everything about you. It is Bahamut's, for lack of a better word, mortal form, his avatar form. It's the form he takes when he visits mortals.
So, you're here, he's here, I'm here. So, I have to be dead then, right?
She just gives you a wry little smile. It took you long enough to put that together.
Yes, well, first time and everything. Well, this didn't go as planned.
Not quite.
So what happens now?
Well, typically, when a follower of one of the mighty deities is released from their mortal coil, they might stop in here to deal with any outlying factors regarding things that are preventing them from moving on. In your case, me, before moving on to the plane of their god. And of course, the old man's gonna take a little bit to get here. So, I guess we shall begin, shan't we, Kovan? My, we have so much to discuss.
Well, as they say, ladies first.
Oh, such a gentleman. Now, I want to show you something.
Okay. Gonna blush a little more.
She chuckles again as she takes you by the shoulder and turns you, not towards the old man, but towards the mountain in the distance, and kind of passes her hand over as you watch almost like a rift open up before you. And the view you have is that of the camp where your friends are staying. You see them gathered around, Cormon lifting what seems to be your body. Dorn and Silva are both there as well. Dorn donning a robe of Bahamut that clearly doesn't fit him right. As well as Silva handing out candles, some of which are carved to look like the symbol of Bahamut himself, the same one that you adorn. Elrod is in tears. Even Cormon seems to have a streak of tears running down his cheeks, despite his impressive display of muscle. A few people seem to be missing. Vrix isn't present, as unknowns to you, he was wounded in battle as well. Aelith didn't seem to be there at the moment, but she's perhaps not far away. It seems, to kick this off, I should explain that it looks like your friends are going to be attempting to save you, if you can so-called call it being saved.
I'm gonna look at her and be like, they all want to save me?
It's adorable, isn't it? She passes her hand over it again.
Incredible.
And it's gone as quickly as you can see, and it's replaced by another rift.
Oh, I'm gonna reach my hand out like as if I'm grasping for the last thing that I've ever wanted in my entire life, and then just slowly let it down.
And as your hand falls away, the second rift opens up, and you see a younger girl. A very familiar younger
Sarah.
girl.
What is she doing?
She seems to be serving out meals to children in the orphanage. She's grown a little bit since you left. Obviously not by too much, because it's only been a few months. But most noticeably is what she seems to be wearing now. Around her neck is a small platinum dragon. You recognize this one?
Of course. Always.
She's taken quite a liking to you. Her so-called... Well, she calls you father, I guess.
Yeah. She always was a softie.
She's taken up your footsteps. She's seen the good in the world that you do, and... Well, why wouldn't she want to follow in your footsteps?
Oh, it's beautiful that she takes the time to try and make the world a better place in her own little way.
It is, isn't it?
Thank you for that.
And almost like crushing paper, Lady Fiona just grips her claws around the rift, and it just crumbles.
Huge tears down Kovan's face.
Kovan.
Give me a moment, I'll be fine.
You kind of see in the distance the old man walking a little faster. He's still a bit of the ways out.
Don't want him to break a hip now. Hurrying up, do we?
You would like to return to all these people, wouldn't you?
With all my being.
It's at this point you finally see
Left to
the
do.
devilish side of her kind of take hold as her lips curl again, her eyes flicker slightly. Then perhaps we can make a deal, for you see, Thorn asked for me to deliver your body. At his own cost, of course.
At his own cost, what does that mean?
Oh, don't worry
What did
yourself
he
of it.
do?
Don't worry
No,
yourself
what
with
did
that.
he do?
Oh, you know,
God, what did he do?
just a name. Just a name. You can roll religion on that one as well.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, give me a sec.
You're fine. You've
Come on, where are those natural 20s? Where are they now? Fuck, go ahead.
You've probably heard alongside Dorn in some.
I don't know what I just did, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Dorn has mentioned very kind of off the cuff, but you've also noticed from your experience in your studies, names are a way in which devils can both control and be controlled. Someone who has full possession of a devil's true name and full name has as much control over a devil as they may any type of minion. But a devil, having the full name of someone who worships them, pretty much makes them a servant for life of such devil. They have control of them. They don't have much say in saying no when it comes to what they do.
So I would have an inkling of what that meant.
Yes. You know, 2 of his 3, she adds.
Oh God, I can't believe he did that.
So, you want to see Sarah again, don't you?
Very
You want to
much.
see your friends?
Yes.
Well, the old man has a say in whether your soul can leave this realm to return, but I have a say on whether your body accepts it. For I'm the one who has control of the corpse for now. And only one of us has to say no. I want his final name.
You asked something that I cannot give. For I myself do not know, and I would never hope to ask such an incredible gift from one who has already given too much.
I'm not asking for it now. I will grant you, on my half, the return to your body on 2 conditions. One of which being the obtaining of his name. His surname, I believe it is at this point. Before the next time either you or he falls in combat. You do that for me. In our deal, and of course I will let you return to your body now. But you provide this info for me, and I can only promise you that you will never have troubles again. For with the mighty Platinum Dragon's powers, and my aid, who by any means would think to stand in your way. But there's a second condition that I wish.
Yes?
I want Sarah's name.
And you can rot in the furthest hells of the farthest things before you'll ever get that.
I hoped you'd say that.
Well then, good, you got what you want.
You clerics are always so prideful. She has everything she wants, you know. Your blessing, Bahamut's blessing. My blessing wouldn't really be for anything other than to keep an eye on her, to make sure you uphold our end of the bargain, your end of the bargain with me. Complete the task I originally asked of you, and I will release my knowledge of her name from my presence. Think of it as more of a collateral of sorts. Simply before your life is over and forfeit again. Or Dawn's. That our terms are agreed upon.
And if I say no, you won't release my body?
I mean, I still could, but what's the fun in that? That kind of relieves my bargaining chip, doesn't it? She offers out her hand.
You ask things that I am never or ever will be willing to give to you under any circumstances, whether it brings me back to life or not. While I have things to do and places to be and people to love, I'm not willing to do that at the expense of others. Even if it is just watching, to know that Sarah would have someone watching over her at any time would be unbearable for me. It would be a life that would not be worth living. Much less Dorn. Can you imagine the betrayal that he would absolutely feel after he has given too much to have me literally betray him at the furthest opportunity? This would be an unforgivable mark upon my soul, upon my honor, and one that I am never willing to bear, no matter the consequences. I am sorry that I cannot give you what you want. If there was something I could give you of my own, I would, but I will not do it at the expense of others.
As you finish your last sentence, you see Fiona's gaze go past you to look behind, and you feel another hand upon your shoulder. This one elderly, covered in wrinkles, but it has a divine presence in its very touch. Lady Fiona, I see you are trying to do that which you have no control over.
Kovan's gonna almost collapse in relief.
Begone back to the hells with you, devil, and release my follower's body and soul from your grasp. You got what you wanted in your deal with your follower. Leave mine out of it.
Until we meet again.
You good types are always no fun, but very well. I'd be a fool to stand up to the mighty Bahamut. For now.
I'll tell Dorn you say hi.
Oh, don't worry. He's next.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
And you see a flicker of hellfire grow from up under her feet, swirling up around her before she vanishes from sight in a puff of soot and cobalt. Not cobalt.
I got you, Hellfire.
Yeah. Pumice. And you turn slowly into the solid white eyes
Bahamut,
of
I'm
Bahamut.
sorry.
For what,
I
my
have
child?
failed you. I have
You've-
failed you in so many ways.
And what makes you think that?
I tried to protect those that could not protect themselves, and I fell while doing it. I was not strong enough to protect everyone.
But
I just wanted to help everyone, and I couldn't.
Kovad,
Yes.
every one of them is alive right now. Every single one of them, because you put them above all else. Even the ones that you don't necessarily agree with as much. You made sure that everyone was still breathing before you fell.
Well, that's a small comfort, at least.
He's going to do something very similar to Lady Fiona, but instead of turning you and opening some rift, he just kind of waves his hand out, and you see now more of like an illusion of what's going on down below. And look at what it's done. A party of adventurers. A devil worshipper. Or, I wouldn't call him a worshipper, a devil follower.
who's one of the most amazing human beings I've ever met, apparently. Who would have thought?
As they say, don't always judge someone by their beliefs. The devils, while they are not necessarily on our side, they have their own games and their own morals, I should say. But look at them now. The brawler with a head full of rocks has a heart of gold was mourning loudly at
Yes, I think I heard it all the way from the afterlife.
at your sacrifice. The small one and his dragon companion were sitting in silence in their tent, barely able to speak as they remorsed over not only the loss of their own adventurer, but of the one who has saved Sora, the dragon, I believe twice now, from the brink of death. The noble archer, who is more noble than he is an archer, more of a
He's getting better. He's trying.
more of a house elf than he is an adventurer, lived long enough to be brought back because of those final few spells you cast for him. And of course Silva, one of my most devout followers, is there helping guide them along. There's Elrod and Aelith, and those down there who always seek your guidance. Thank you for every time that you've closed a wound. And despite all their differences, all the inner turmoil your adventuring group has had, they have rallied here now for this. And emotions to the ritual going on. And this right here is why you are here and not on my plane.
I'll look at him in curiosity. Have to forgive me, this is the first time I've died.
Because I have sensed that your presence is not yet ready to be gone. Your devoutness, your aid is still needed in that world. There's still so much to do.
I feel the same.
And there's only worse that could come should your adventuring group fail. Cliche, I know, but you are the only ones seeming to really make a dent in this conflict upon the world.
Well,
So I would let you
I'm glad.
go ahead, my child.
No, I just, it's all just a little bit much to think that they're all banding together over me. It's just, it's touching. It's, you know, to know that after all this, after all the pain they've been through, they're still willing to come together and just be together just for this one effort, just to get me back. It's just a little much. But, Bahamut, am I really worth it? Am I worth all of this? Am I worth all this suffering? Am I worth all of this pain? I've done things. You know what I've done. You know everything. I'm not perfect.
No one is.
You are.
Hardly.
Can I quote you on that? I know a few people who might disagree.
If I was perfect, we wouldn't have the troubles of Tiamat to deal with.
Well, hopefully one day I'll be able to do something about that, maybe. But anyway, we're getting a little bit off topic here, and I'm sure that your time as a god is very valuable.
Quite. I've brought you here to the Outlands because I'm leaving the decision to you. You have my permission, Koban, to return to the mortal realm. But think it over. You've come far, you've learned much, and you've grown quite powerful in your ways. This will not be an easy task. You will feel tired. You will feel weakened. You will not feel yourself for quite some time, as the process and the return of one's life is very life draining, for lack of better words. You may not be able to save your friends as well as you might have before, for a while. But eventually things will change for the better. You will heal, you will feel strong again, especially if you keep your faith strong. But I cannot promise you, nor can I guarantee you, a third chance.
And one which I wholly hope that I never have to ever call upon again. I would take any pain, any weakness, any fault for any amount of time for the chance to help them again. Absolutely, I will do it without question.
Well then.
May I say one thing?
Yes.
When this is all over, when I've served my purpose, when I have dealt as many and fixed as many wrongs as I can, I hope to one day visit your realm.
Of course.
It would be my honor.
Do not stray from the path. Stick to your duties and... He gives a slight laugh. Don't make any deals with any devils.
Close one there. Yes, yeah, definitely. Thank you for the advice.
She is a tricky one.
Yes, she had me going there first. I mean, I'd never... Yes, absolutely.
She's not even one of the more powerful ones. But...
Tremble a little bit at that.
Stay on your path. Stay devoted. Heal your friends. And all will be well, Kovan. Heal those in need. Help those that are poor. Guide those who are lost. For remember, everyone deserves their chance at salvation. Everyone deserves their chance to be righted. But smite the wicked. Destroy those who would oppose you and prevent you from doing these things. But most importantly, Kovan.
Yes.
Cherish your friends. Cherish Sarah. You may not agree with everything all of them have, especially Dorn. But look what he's doing now.
Yes, I think he gets a pass on this one.
He and Lady Fairna no doubt have a deal of their own. An agreement of sorts, similar to how you obtain your powers from me, he obtains his from her. I cannot speak to what that is, for I do not know. But don't let him have to sacrifice his final name to her.
I will do everything in my power to never ever let that happen again. Ever.
And Kovan?
Even if I have to go all the way to where her realm is and get him screaming, kicking out of it, I will absolutely not let that happen.
And Kovan?
Yes.
You can't save everybody.
I'm gonna deflate a little bit at that. Well, okay. Doesn't stop me from trying though, right?
That's what matters the most. You try, you make your attempts, and you do what you know you can do to the fullmost of your powers. And if it's still not enough, then you must accept that it was their time. For while I am he who grants you the power to heal, I am not she who walks the plane of death and decides when it is time for someone to move on for good. You're lucky, you know, that you appeared here to see a stark white woman dressed in raven's feathers. You know it's your time.
The Raven Queen, yes.
Yes. But that does not mean that you've done anything wrong. It just means she's here to finalize your final moments.
Time is up.
And judge you upon whether you are to advance to my realm or not. Peace be with you, Kovan, but think this through. Think on my words in our discussion here. They want you back. Their ritual still has to be completed, but if you feel the pull, it is your final call, your final say on whether or not you wish to return. If you don't, I await you. But I leave it to you.
I'll grasp my symbol of Bahamut on my chest, close my eyes, and do a very deep bow. Say, I will heed your words, and I will think on them long. And I will be better. I promise you this.
Very well. There's one final show of seemingly grace. You're going to watch as he kind of steps back. Mind you, he came up from the cliffside as it was. He just kind of steps back off the cliff. Which you might worry he might fall or some such before you see this brilliant flash of platinum light. And the 7 canaries floating around with him shift into these small bronze wormlings as the great platinum dragon, the great grandfather of all dragons, soars off into the astral sea above.
I'll watch that until it disappears from sight.
So,
Then I'll probably sit down in a nice Indian stance, meditative stance, and
now you wait. We return to our group, and you can come join us there.
Hello.
Different
Welcome
mood
back.
here.
Oh, oops.
You are
Hello?
not to adjust.
I feel like that was perfect timing. God.
The worst cleric.
The worst cleric. Oh my god. That would be Cormon.
We return to y'all. The scene is set.
Okay, we're back to Saul.
I gotta mute the stream now. I mean, I didn't watch what?
No, I said y'all could.
Yeah, Aelith helped me come up with a new power for Cormon.
We're not going over that.
I need this added to my character sheet immediately.
No.
We'll discuss later. Let's keep the mood going.
Anyway,
We return to y'all. Dorn performing the ritual, Silva helping, Elrod and the others with candles. Soft humming coming from Sora as she has started singing a draconic hymn to help. Cormon, though strained, is continuing to hold Kovan up high. And Dorn, because you have an actual scroll of resurrection, thankfully poor Cormon doesn't have to hold them up for 8 hours. But it's on into the night. The moon has risen high above, and its northernmost point as it has now reached midnight. 4 hours into this,
I'll be right back.
and I need the following people to all make religion rolls, except Dorn. You can use arcane in its place.
Oh, lame.
Silva will make one. Elrod will make one.
Read an Arcana check?
No, you make religion. Dorn has a feat. Breda and Cormon will make religion checks. And Wallace
but-
will make the final one.
Cormon worships the temple
That's-
of Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's a completely
that's
different.
Perfectly fine.
Pray to whatever god you believe in, and pray hard.
More religious than Cormon.
Look at that! I beat Dorn. Ha!
You know what? Firebeard, you roll one as well. Wallace and Firebeard.
Praise to Jack Sparrow, god of pirates.
Black Death.
Oh, Firebeard is a token for most religions. Whoever's listening.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Ideally not Lady Fiona.
I see that half pint is aiding in the ritual.
And Silva.
God damn it, that dice throws me off every time.
The death die.
You need sword roll.
No. Alright, let's see. Okay. As the ritual starts to wind down, the magics begin to fade. Kovan, from where you are in the Outlands, the plains up above, you feel a tug, as if your very being is being pulled back out of that realm. The tug isn't very hard. It's enough that if you just stood your ground, it wouldn't pull you. But if you were to relax and let your body be pulled, it would take you somewhere else. You get the sense that, per the words that you've spoken with your god, and of course the conniving words of Lady Fiona, this might be the completion of the ritual. What do you do?
I relax. And let it take me into the ritual.
Alright. More time passes. The magics in the area have faded. Cormon's allowed to set Kovan down now, as he's no longer having to hold him up towards the heavens. You feel the strain in your muscles. It was a lot. You held somebody up for 4 straight hours, and Kovan's still in his armor and everything. And you all wait. 5 minutes pass. 10 minutes. 15 minutes. 30 minutes.
4.5 hours, I think I'd come check.
I will sit out here as long as I have to.
45 minutes. Another hour passes. You all begin to wonder, was it a success? Was the scroll that Dorn had for the ritual properly done?
Probably not.
Was Silva, despite her capabilities and her greatness, able to perform such a great feat? And then you watch. One finger twitches. The left hand curls slightly. Kovan's eyes slowly blink open. It's hard to move.
Oh.
You feel like you haven't rested in an eternity. But in a massive gasp, Kovan takes his first breath. Since
Hey guys!
Ah! It worked!
He's alive!
Dorn, it worked! Silva, it worked! Elrod, are you sitting up, Kovan?
No, I'm just literally moving my mouth and my fingers, and that's it. I'm still lying down.
Elrod just immediately kneels down and tries to help you up.
I'm as limp as the dead body that I used to be.
Oh my god. Oh god. Oh my god, you alright?
before we jump into
Kinda.
this, before we continue on here, 1 second. Kovan,
Mm-hmm.
you have what's called the death penalty.
Okay.
Make a note of this, and I'll put a note on your token as well.
Yeah, if you could.
-1 to all attack, skill, saving, and ability checks.
Okay. Is there a way I can note this on my character, or is it like a? Or,
You can double click your token, and there's a notes tab for you.
Oh, perfect. Got it.
Another easy thing is you could just kind of lower your level in the character sheet by 2, so that your half level goes down by 1.
Yes. But I'm also going to put this on there.
The Krillin owned count.
Kovan owned
I
count.
won't forget it.
This
Also-
effect lasts until what is called 3 milestones. Now, I haven't been using milestones, so I will let you know when this effect finally wears off.
Okay.
In other words, 3 grandiose deeds that have made it your return worth it.
Will do.
I would just like to point out really quickly that Koromon rolled a religion check on par with Kovan.
Probably better.
Elrod's just trying to help you up and just crying uncontrollably right now.
Hey, bud.
Come on, get up!
You would not believe where I've been, dude.
What did you see?
I literally don't think you would believe me if I told you. It was incredible. I missed you guys, though.
I miss you too.
Dorn
possibly help you over
leans
here?
heavily into his staff and just kind of mutters, "Yep, I'm the best. I'm gonna go over here now." He's gonna kind of slowly hobble off towards his.
Go get the rest stored. You've earned it.
Alright. After we're done, take me over to Dorn when we're done. Hey guys.
You are going to bed.
Not yet. I have plenty of time to rest. Hey guys. Coromon, big man.
What's up, little buddy?
Hey bud.
You wanna arm wrestle?
I literally try and lift my arm and can't, and I'm like, ah, you won. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm just holding you up, fire. Like, got your arm over my shoulders and
Mhm.
trying to keep you standing so you can talk to people.
Wallace, Sora. You guys are awesome.
Welcome back, brother.
Thank you. Greta.
Oh my god, you're alive! Grandma was crying all day for you!
I know.
I wasn't crying. You were crying. You fucking say it.
Me too! You too! Oh my god, give me a moment. I'm going to turn back to the tent and scream at the top of my lungs. He's alive! Rick! Someone is alive!
I think I already heard the excitement outside, and I just started limping over around the tent and like one hand on my chest, slowly huffing along. What happened? And then I catch Kovan
Hey, Rix.
less
Half
dead.
standing.
You look as good as I do.
Why? You look better than you did before.
Hey, but I saw what you did for me, man. Thank you. I saw what all of y'all did for me, and it means more than you'll ever know. Thank you.
No, Kovan, thank you. Without the healing you gave us, we probably wouldn't have made it the rest of the fight. My father probably wouldn't be alive. Anyway,
I probably need to rest, but Elrod?
Yeah?
Can you take me over to Dorn's tent really quick?
Sure. Do you want me to roll athletics, or are we just gonna do it?
No, it's fine.
He doesn't weigh much.
No. Nope, not right now.
Doesn't help that they had to strip him for the ritual.
Dorn.
Oh, that's a good.
No,
image.
he's
He's in his armor.
He was fucking armor.
Kidding.
Dorn.
Oh, I had to see if anyone remembered.
Go away, Elrod.
Kovan wants to say something. To you.
It'll only take a second, I promise. No, we can go. Dorn, let's go in your tent. It's fine.
Elrod's still gonna go to help
Kovan,
you.
I'm not that kind of girl.
You always
He's
were a
alive.
jokester.
Elrod
Come
will
on.
hobble in unless you tell him to leave. In which case,
Yeah. No, it's you can set me down like by like in a chair or something like that in his tent, and then Kovan will say, "Hey, can you give us a moment?"
Sure, of course. I'm going to head back to my tent. Actually, I'll wait outside because you're gonna
Yeah.
end up getting back.
Thank you. I'll let you know in a sec.
Sure.
Wallace walks
Hey,
over
Dorn.
and stands next to El.
Mm-hmm.
I know what you did. And
Yeah,
know
I brought
can
you back
never...
from the dead.
No, I know what you really did. And I don't know exactly what it means. I don't know that, but know that I know I can never ever repay you for what you did. There's no gift, there's no anything that could ever amount to what you did. You literally gave me my life back, and for that, I will always be in your debt. Anything you need, ever, I promise I will never make fun of you for your silly little demon rituals ever again. I promise that we will always be cool, and if you ever need anything, no matter where I am, I will always be there for you. And I swear this to you upon my life.
You don't owe me anything, Govan. I'm just setting things right that shouldn't have gone astray.
Well, be that as it may, a vow is a vow. By the way, your deity, yeah, she's a bitch.
Yeah, she is.
Oh
snap!
Yes, she is. Oh, George's gonna get a sit down later.
And she's a little young for devils, and she's a little bit rash. Hopefully she didn't try to do anything to you.
We worked it out.
That's one way of putting it.
God, don't let him think you made a deal.
Hey, thanks, Dorn. And I'll motion to Elrod to take me out of it, unless he wanted to say anything else.
Oh, I did hear that?
Are you good, Dorn, or no? Yeah.
Oh, I'm good.
Yeah,
thought
no.
you-
Sure,
thought you-
Elrod, you can. Yeah. Yeah, I'll like say, hey, Elrod, we're ready. I'm ready.
I'll come back to
I'm gonna use this robe as a pillow, and Bob keep watch, but I'll return to Silva later.
All right.
Sure. Won't mind.
All right,
Cool,
you-
and I'll go
you're off
and lay
to
down.
bed.
Go and rest, Cohen, please.
I don't
Dorn?
remember where your tent was.
As you go to lay your head down, you feel the robe tugged out from underneath you.
Ow!
I'm a bitch, am I?
The biggest, my lady.
You're a clever one, you know. You've got some good people around you.
What can I say? They're a bad influence. Make one act in foolish ways.
I'm surprised by your actions, but you made the right call.
I think any personal information I provide to you would be the right call, in your opinion.
Facts.
He turned down a deal with me. He said he wouldn't betray you.
Huh.
Damn good doers.
Really? I could have sworn that he would have turned on me in a moment.
I guess bringing someone back to life has an effect on them. I'm not mad. We still have our own dealings to handle. And why you having someone like that alive might prove useful to me in the long run.
That was kind of what I was thinking. Where is it? She's totally gonna see right through it, but you know, it's for emphasis.
That's cute. That's a cute bluff check there.
Oh, exactly.
Her DC's probably like 80.
Very useful to you. The most useful. So corruptible.
The best useful of all usefulness ever.
Why are none of the checks working from the sheet? Whatever.
She's been fooled.
I mean,
You actually go roll against it?
she has to roll a -6 to fail that, so.
And you fail.
That was kind of my assumption.
Don't
He has a plus 31 to insight.
don't play coy, Dorn. Just stick to our agreement. And
But
hope
being coy is one of my, greatest features. You've always spoken so highly of it and other things.
she puts her finger on your lips. Relax.
Not mad, just disappointed.
Just pray that you don't have to sacrifice your final name for somebody.
It's gonna take an awful lot for that. It'll probably be another one of the elves fuck. Epic foreshadowing.
That could mean any elf. Wait a minute.
It'll be when Elrod dies in the final battle.
Oh. Oh, buddy.
And with as soon as she was there, with a quick, slightly insulting peck on the cheek, she vanishes.
And he's gonna kind of sit on the ground and kind of fall backwards like he does to lay down. No good deed goes unpunished. And he's gonna go to sleep as best he can.
So, Kovan is taken to his tent with Elrod and Silva's help.
Yes.
And Silva tells him not to talk, just to rest. She thanks the group. This means more than you guys will ever know. But well done.
No need to thank me. Us. Anyone. Any of us would have done it. He's still crying and wiping his face.
Shut up, Elrond.
Oh, leave Everett alone. Well, that's...
Going back to my tent.
Rix,
Hello.
boy, what a series of events you've had. A brush with death twice, and quite nearly completely gone this time. And then you got to, more or less, witness the resurrection of someone who'd fallen. You couldn't be feeling more lucky right now.
He gains.
It's been a crazy series of events. And well, I'm puttering now with my hand held on my chest and sort of still wincing from the pain, but it's a bit better now. And I'm just looking around, looking at the party all basically beaten up. Cormon's still rubbing his muscles, but he's not going to show it.
Eyes and two biceps.
I was like, well, we got very close to disaster. In fact, we did reach disaster, and we were simply not strong enough this time. But I got an idea. Last time, I remember there were some cards. A deck of cards which seemed to help me a lot. And since everything seems to be turning out so well, and the cards have always been good, I turn to Bretta and ask, "Hey Bretta, you remember those cards?"
Oh yeah, I almost lost them when we were with Wallace in the woods.
Oh. still
Yeah,
have them.
yeah, actually, I open my bag and I take them out. Here they are. Are you feeling lucky today?
Well, I mean, I think we are very lucky to have Kovan back. That's really all the luck we need, but I think we need more than luck. This was too close. We can't do this again. I don't know if I can do this again. The cards have been good to us last time. Maybe they can help us again. Maybe there's some strength we can gain from them. Maybe we wouldn't have to see our own die again.
Well, I think you're in your luck. I bring them closer to Rix and I say to him, choose one.
Well, I think I have to take the top one, but yes.
Shit.
So, is anybody still hanging out here? Or is everybody
Yeah,
kind of
right.
gone their separate ways?
I mean, Elrod would be walking away when this exchange happened, but if they're pulling out magic items, he'd probably stop to listen.
Give him the old arcane sniff.
Can I arcane sniff?
Wallace is chasing after Elrond.
So, those of you who are around are going to see Rix take the top card here. And you pick up on something happening. And as he does, in similar sense as before, the top card will float up and present an illusion of sorts. This one has a 9 of spades on it. And you see this image flash of a drunkard. A man with a bottle in his hand, resting against a tree. And you watch as this flash permeates straight into Rix's face, and his eyes go flush.
Wow! What was that?
Would I know what
Rix.
that is?
Roll a d4.
What have you done?
Would I know what
Nope.
item this is?
It's the same cards, but okay. So 1d4 plus 1, so 3. Reduce your intellect by 3.
Oh.
Okay.
Nope.
Huh?
And as you do so, You watch the card vanish, and the next one immediately pulls
Wait, what?
itself from the deck.
Oh, what? Wait, what? What? Wait,
What?
Pick another one?
The next one immediately flies up and kind of sits by your hand after the idiot card played its toll and immediately forced you to draw another one.
No, wait, Rix?
What? I don't know what's happening.
What's
I
going on over
can't-
there?
My mind feels fuzzy.
And as you do so, the next card appears. And this one just starts cackling as an image of a jester's head appears before you. Without any other input, the next card is drawn. And then the one behind it is drawn as well, and they stack up in front of each other. Your spree of good luck seems to be dwindling before the next card gives off its illusion. It's a moon with a falling star going across it. And you see those watching this faint glow around Rix.
Alright, slowly takes a step back.
So pretty.
And Rix, you feel like you have this ability to ask for anything you've ever wanted.
Oh boy.
Anything you could possibly want. Roll a d3 for me.
Ask for muscles like Koromon. Ask for muscles like Koromon.
No. He has to think about this.
Roll 1d3.
Muscle.
God.
Ask to know the identity of the sixth member.
Big
Just
old muscle.
one.
Oh wow.
And as you're thinking and focusing, and you
Ask for infinite more wishes.
you feel like whatever you say, whatever you ask for in the next moment could just be granted to you in an instant. The card after it flashes. Before you can even get a word out, it flashes and this black, massive vortex conjures before you. And you all watch as Rix's body goes stiff. You can see the literal soul of this ranger you guys have gotten to know so well be pulled
God
through
damn it.
the ethereal void straight into the card, and the card vanishes in a pop. And his body, stiff as a board, falls flat to the ground.
What the
God
fuck Twilight Zone episode is this shit?
Wait. Rix! I get close to him, try to shake him awake. Rix, wake up! Rix!
What have you done?
No, gets all panicked again.
It's gonna be okay, buddy. Just sleep it off. You'll be fine.
I don't know,
Red.
Rix!
X.
Curiously enough,
Or I don't think he's gonna be fine.
his body is still naturally breathing. You can close his hand into a fist and it'll slowly open back up. You can poke him and prod him and it seems to react slightly, but there's no signs of actual life, as in mental life.
Oh
No
no.
signs of intelligence.
I mean, I did get -3 intelligence, basically.
Yeah.
What manner
Yeah.
of enchantment have you put him under?
It's a
I don't
spell
know.
called Terry Shivo.
Everett, can you help? And anyone can help?
Dorn?
I
Wallace?
No.
Oh, Dorn's not there. Wallace, Elrod. And Sora can... Well, no, let's not do Sora because she's been a slave for so long. Wallace and Elrod can roll Arcane check. Bretta, you're welcome to as well, but you're not
Yeah, come on,
more than likely-
Corman can. Come on.
Anybody can, but...
Yeah!
Oh my god, Gorman.
I sense
Dorn's
magic.
not
Dorn
even
again!
there.
No, I don't.
Dorn, you get a
Dorn's
sense
not
that
even
something
there.
has happened, but you don't know what.
Bad dream.
You know
Um,
what? I'm gonna roll an Arcana check just for the hell of it. Oh my god.
Too busy socializing with Elrod's parents.
Elrod was the first one that actually
What
knew
I
what
was
these...
so Zira.
The first time these cards came out, Elrod's the one who actually... Sorry, I didn't hear you, Wallace.
So wouldn't the Sora have been free long enough and realized long enough to roll one?
No, because she doesn't know what these items are. She's never seen these things outside of the few uses here.
She killed me.
Plus, I don't want this being decided by
By an
By
NPC,
by an
nat
NPC.
20.
Yeah.
Hey,
Damn, if I were there, I could use bardic lore.
So, what is it?
Because you recognize the cards from the first time that Bretta pulled them out, that was known as the Void card.
Yep.
You don't know much beyond what you've heard in rumors or read about in books about these magical tarot cards that people seem to find. But the one thing that's been common in every rumor and thing that you've seen about it is that the Void card pulls the very soul from a person's body and traps it somewhere, anywhere, within the same realm of living. And it cannot be brought back by a wish. The item must be found and destroyed, with the body present, to return the person back to being.
God damn it.
I don't think you
Oh.
realize the gravity of what you've just done.
I am now in a Dragon Ball.
Fuck's sake.
That card was the void card.
Oh no.
It sucks one's soul out and puts it in something. I read about. It's a deck of many things. It's a goddamned curse you're carrying around in your bag. I should have known the first time.
Yeah, what the fuck?
His body, his soul, is somewhere.
But the soothsayer told me that this was
I mean,
safe.
I'm confused. Do I need to like lift him up in the air again? What do I do here?
A soothsayer.
you might
Yeah.
as well go put him back in bed because he ain't moving anytime soon.
Clearly they lied. I don't know what animosity they must have had towards you. But
And-
perhaps they were hoping you'd pull that card.
It's
Not
in,
sure.
it's in all this chaos that you guys hear something that could either be dangerous or a sigh of relief. But you hear off in the distance.
I don't hear anything.
Guys, it's Jumanji. We gotta go.
And you see
War drums?
wart drums, horns, and you see at the out the front gate an approaching army coming from the direction of the harbor that you guys were at before. This massive army stands 7 to 10 feet tall on each person. Large, hulking gray bodies carrying war axes, war drums, and the one at the front sporting only a loincloth with a scruffy
Yes.
black beard, dark gray skin littered to the brim with scars,
It's Koromon's dad!
and holding in his hands the head of a drider.
What?
Dorn, I'm sending you a quick message.
I see.
What?
Is he approaching us?
Wait, so this is a person coming from the harbor who's...
It's not a person. Well, it is a person,
Oh,
but they're
it's
orcs.
an army
They're orcs?
holding the head of the Drider.
With the gray
It's a
orcs?
gray-skinned orc, the same color as the orc that was hanging out in that strange camp at the original campsite.
Oh my god, they're just like that one with that weird guy in black. Okay, what was his name? Do you remember?
They're greeted by the Altaran, and they seem to have a friendly exchange before being let in. I don't have a token here because I forgot to get it from Grieving because I've had a really bad week. But you are approached by
Bum, 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 bum.
an orc. Her hulking orcish form. This looks like an orc who has been alive for a very long time. Standing high and tall.
Is his
And
name
he-
Mork?
and
Mork
he-
the orc?
Introduces himself as Dorn.
Golar Grimtooth.
A pleasure to meet you, Golar.
He's 8'7".
Oh,
What
no.
the fuck, man?
He's grown
He
since
can't be
then.
bigger than Coromon.
He's grown since
What's
then.
this shit? That's it. I'm fucking out of here.
No, he was my barbarian character that I played. God,
Yes, it's that Golar.
10 years ago.
That's awesome.
Oh my god.
You carry the head of a Drider. You slayed it on your way here?
I did.
She attacked the ship as they came into the harbor. He explains. I'm going to save you the voice because I didn't actually get to go over this with you. He explains she attacked the ship, and like a fool, and several more drow popped out of the shadows and were quickly slain. And he brought this as a sign to show that he is peaceful and on your side. He was requested by Messenger Owl by his son Kolgath to come aid against these vicious red orcs whose sense of honor, while respectable, needs to be stopped, for they are doing things that can harm not only them.
Well, respectable is misplaced.
Yes.
We'd be honored to help. Your aid would be, yes. I graciously. You need to go talk to the people in that tent. Elred will try to shake his hand or offer him some sort of greeting, show of friendship or something.
He takes his massive hand, encompasses it in Elrod's, and I want you to roll a strength check.
Can I roll athletics?
No, I want you to roll a strength check.
You're fucked.
Oh yeah.
And you just feel your fingers crushing in his grip. It's not malicious. He's shaking your hand. But this orc is just so massive and strong that it just hurts.
He swings Elrod around like a rag doll as he shakes.
One hell of a grip there, friend.
One of the Altarian approaches Golar, has a brief, quieted conversation with him and points him towards the main building that Velitrius is in. What are you doing, Koromon?
You said roll a strength check.
Not you.
I don't care.
Just flex at Elrod.
Yeah. Can't be a strength check without Cormine.
Koromon gives us flex as his masculinity is being challenged without him realize. Like, he feels it suddenly emasculated, and the Golar just kind of pauses, flexes one little finger, and you see this bump of a muscle rise up.
Hey, Koromon, you should arm wrestle that guy.
That didn't work. I rolled a fucking. That didn't work, dude. Hell, 27.
Okay, I need to see them arm wrestle.
You gotta arm wrestle this guy at some point.
Oh, it's just a modifier. I thought Okay, interesting.
Did you hear me, Koromon?
Fuck off.
The rest of the
Elrod.
orcs have remained outside of the camp. They seem to be setting up their own little colony camp of tents and the likes, wolf skins, all sorts of things. And Golar goes to speak with Velitrius. It's about this time another figure appears, comes running through the gates, battered, bloodied, but alive. It's a tiefling sporting black leather.
Hello? Is that Umbra?
Yes.
Pale-skinned
Umbra.
tiefling with curling horns and purple hair, bleeding. She has visible wounds. Her armor is wrecked. And as she gets into the encampment, she just kind of collapses. Gone. All of them gone.
Is it Umbra or is it just a token?
It's Umbra.
Umbra? Who? What happened?
Those samurai guys. In the cover of the night, the orcs struck again. They were ready. They put up a hell of a fight. But the stars, they flashed. Meteors fell, and with the power of the moon, they seemed to just tenfold be stronger. Every single one of them gone.
No, not Archon.
Arkin.
And now I can say that Elrod's to blame because he did all the rolls.
Hey, fuck
Done,
off!
done. Oh my god. What did I say, Elrod? I had one more rule. I said don't fuck up. You broke the one rule.
Oh god, I volunteer to help and you throw me under the bus.
Goddamn right I did.
fine.
Oh my
Umbra is
God.
battered and beat, but she is alive. She
See if you get my help again.
is the only survivor from Arkin's portion of the military.
No, Archon.
It's not much longer, about 30 minutes after you guys kind of help Umbra get up and everything. I'm going to turn some music back on. You guys hear a shanty of sorts coming from the coastline not far from the city. Yo ho, some orcs we're gonna kill.
Oh my god. Finally. I'm
They
back.
found their way here.
The Beard's revenge is here.
It took them 2 decades.
Those sound like your folk, Firebeard?
Firebeard's gonna run into the direction of the chanting.
He's gonna go and hug his ship.
You get to the to the western side of the camp and you push open the gates there that leads towards the sea, and your ship stands in all its majesty. Cannons aimed or prepped, shining as they've been cleaned, prepped for battle.
He sheds a single tear. But then he tells Beardfire to fly aboard and tell them to they're welcome to come in to the camp so that before they blow everyone up.
No,
Be
Riggs.
left in a hole, that's what, Riggs. We'll bury you up to your head.
Finally, sometime later, the orcs have set up camp. The pirates have entered and set up camp. And a young halfling male comes sprinting into the camp, blood pouring from his arm. And in his hand, he's carrying a pike with several skulls on it. He kind of collapses at your feet, Elrod. The pike tumbling away.
You alright?
They sent a warning.
A warning? He kneels down and tries to help the guy.
They
Sit up, stand up, whatever.
They've been more vicious, less honorable, because they started losing. But they let me live. They said vengeance is coming for the drow. Vengeance is coming for their fallen.
What detachment do you come from? Were you with the druids?
No. I was stationed along the south near the watchtowers. Just beyond the cliff there. His reference is the location of Lotric's army.
Yeah. Is command still living? Is anyone living?
Everyone's gone. Everyone.
Lotric is dead.
I think there's a more important name associated with that group to Overrod right now.
Oh no.
I couldn't find anybody.
He's completely frozen. Thank you for your report, soldier. But you've earned a rest. Check in with Valtrius. And he will tell you what to do next. Before you go,
Yes.
woman with red hair, priestly robes, a healer, Elvira.
Yes, I know her.
Where did you last see her?
Yesterday. She didn't come back from the push towards the barrier last night. Nobody found her corpse.
That makes his eye twitch. Understood. That's all I needed to hear. Thank you. And he leaves.
As Everard's walking off, you watch as the messenger, with what little strength he has left, says, "What do we do now?" And as cliche as it can be, he falls over dead.
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay.
Everard's also
Kill
to blame
them
for
all.
those rolls.
What the
Good
fuck?
God. Elrod, you killed literally everyone.
Wow.
Rip.
I can't believe I stopped doing homework to help you, and you're gonna throw me under the bus like this.
There's one final thing that happens, Wallace. The messenger bird that you sent out has returned. Attached with it is a letter. Do you open it?
Yeah, Kovan just comes back and everybody dies.
Yeah, right.
Wallace.
Hold on to sleep. Oh,
Wallace.
thanks for resurrecting me, guys. Guys?
Everyone's dead.
Guys?
Jeff, is he at the computer?
Wallace? Yes.
Yes. I
He
can't
just
hear
got
you.
back. He was using the restroom.
Oh.
Wow, jeez, let's let the whole class
They
know.
call it the loo.
Well,
He went to the head.
he missed some fun information, but Wallace, the carrier bird that you sent out to the south has returned with a letter attached to it. Do you open it?
Well, I mean, I can't get any more good news today, so yeah, why not?
You should miss a lot of bad news. You unfurl the letter and it only has a few words upon it. Sure, you can have some help. Sending a ship of slaves. Good luck.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh my God.
One last letter comes, and this is another thing I forgot to prep, so you get to wing it. This particular pigeon comes and finds Elrod, wherever he's stormed off to.
It would probably catch him just when he's about to go into his tent.
It's a response from the letter you sent to Talos.
He'll take it from the bird, pet the bird, and let the bird go back to wherever it wants to go.
Would you like to remind Dorn what the letter said?
Yes.
Yeah, Elrod wrote to Telos talking about how we defeated the Necromancer. We're currently fighting in Emberwood Isle against the Orcs, and it's going okay. The Queen is pregnant, probably with your kid, bro. And let me double check my notes. I think that's it. Necromancer, War, and Queen. Yeah. And now I can see why Elvira never got back to his letter.
How did Talos respond?
Put me on the spot. Why don't you?
Yep. You can't. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't get much prep time this week.
I mean, you didn't have anything to plan at all, so you know, it's
Oh.
all good.
No, thankfully I wrote yours over the
Literally playing
weekend.
God.
There was
It's all good. It's all good. I didn't mean to derail.
an accident this week, so
Oh, did your kitchen sink explode and flood your apartment too?
not quite.
Oh, fuck.
Oof.
It's all good. Just go ahead. Never mind.
Did you have a valued family member hospitalized as well?
Almost.
Oh, it's been a bad week for
An
her.
actual.
All right, so let's have some.
Continuing on.
positivity.
Continuing on.
Yep.
Do you want me to make up a response, or do you want to say that the missus intercepted the letter?
I need to think of a response. I have no idea
That's fine.
how he would act.
You can give him an answer in chat or something, or next week.
Well, Wallace is pissed off, so
if-
Wallace storms his tent.
If you want to wait, Dorn, I can just say Elrod doesn't read it yet.
Yeah, that'd be great.
He says sees it's from Telos, and he's just like, good, I'll read this later.
Yeah, Red's
Wallace.
not very
sorry.
happy.
In private.
Wallace, were you gonna say something to Elrod, or did that pass?
He was until he received a letter. Now he's pissed off and just walked to the tent.
That's fine. While you were off handling the toiletry, you also missed the news of both of the other armies being wiped out.
No, I heard that.
Okay.
Elrod's girlfriend's dead. Yeah, I know.
So casual.
Everybody dies.
I mean, Wallace has already been to the grief stages, right?
It's like everybody.
Yeah, he's in like anger, then grief. Yeah.
This is where tonight's session wraps up. And before anybody gets pissed off at Bretta, out of character, about Rix, that was all planned.
Oh no, that was all in character.
Oh, I figured that.
I know. Rix, enjoy your trip, bud.
Yay.
We'll
I'll
see
be
you when
gone
you get
for,
back.
Like 3 or 4 sessions, I don't know. Sounds
I
like
hope
that.
you don't actually expect us to find an item.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I
We
mean,
need to
I
find-
love going to the Feywild, or the Plains
Yeah.
of Pandemonium, or
the-
the,
Yeah.
No, it's still on the
the
same.
9
It's-
Hells.
it's
Yeah, it'll be great.
We need, yeah, we
It's-
need to find a nice, good closet so we can put him in.
It's,
Wait,
Oh,
wait,
please tell me he's with Fiona.
it's,
Oh my
it's
Oh
on,
my god, that'd be
I know
amazing.
it's on our plane.
It's on y'all's plane.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes, it
Yeah.
I mean,
specifies.
because Fiona
I'll
has
let
her
Elrod
own
say
plane
that.
too.
No, I know, but his new phylactery is here on this plane somewhere. It could be a pebble. It could be.
It could be whatever the hell I want it to be.
It could be a painting on the wall in a museum.
And I won't
We have to
decide
destroy
until
it.
Rix and I discuss his return.
It could be one of the. It could be one of the rocks of hardened bubblegum in Bretta's bag.
You could basically straight up make a
Guys,
campaign
It could be
out of
Cormon's pup.
Guys,
kitten.
let's be honest. It's dildo.
that. It's probably
Now we play the wing.
Just saying.
It could be Cormon's kitten. I mean, I've been pretty cruel lately, so you know.
Oh my god. Bob, no, not Bob.
It could be Tanakh,
No,
Mr. Fluffles, what was his name?
but
No, that's not.
Grubbums.
That's not.
Scruffums.
because
Mr. Scruffums.
Now that Rix is
Doctors.
gone, Brita has a mount. Someone has
Jesus.
to take. Someone has to take care of Knock. I mean, obviously Rix did. He was throwing them in trees.
so
Bretta can keep him. He's a pet.
at this point in the night, you all kind of go your separate ways to rest. Silva and Kovan.
I'm gonna talk to my parents.
Elrod and
Wait,
his
what?
family. Silva's in your tent watching over you.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Firebeard's off with drinking and
Yeah.
singing shanties with his crew. Sora's going with Wallace, of course, and I'm sure they'll have a conversation about the letter next week. Bretta, Tanakh, and Rix return. Well, Rix is moved to his tent. Tanakh just curls up next to him on the bed. And Bretta, what do you do?
I go to see. Dorn is still asleep, right?
Sorry?
Dorn is still asleep, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I
Like,
will.
whoops, I guess I killed him.
Could probably go talk to Bob if you want.
Yeah,
You can try
I will
coming to
go.
talk to Elrod.
Yeah, but it's like he's like evil things. Like evil I'm going to try to go to Dorn's tent, just open it up, seeing him sleep. Can I get closer?
You see Bob.
So, before we jump into anything else, at this point, if you need to go, this is going to be kind of everybody's individual wrap-up stuff. So, like Kovan, if you need to go get some rest, Kovan's going to have to sleep
really do.
anyways.
So
Thank
that's
you,
wrapped up for
guys.
me.
It was a lot of fun. It was a good session.
Send me a
Hell yeah.
message tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah.
know what you thought about it.
Oh, totally. We'll be talking.
Okay.
It was
Uh,
awesome, though. Thanks. Bye.
I want to
Bye.
do like a bit in the IC channel for the time that Aelith and Zilzira were alone.
Well, the parents were there.
I mean, who says they went back to that tent first?
Edmund's
Right.
bedridden.
Bretta.
Elrod,
Oh,
did you
true,
really
true.
fail that?
I want to ask if I can roll arcane on this goddamn magic dog that's been in my tent. And I failed every check to see it.
Nope. I
Not asking you.
It's a stealth check. It goes against perception.
Gotcha.
That's your bitch.
But, Bretta,
Got me, bitch.
roll a,
Yeah, give me a moment.
roll stealth to see if you can get into Dorn's tent without waking him up.
Oh.
That's how 1. I would like to point out that 27 is also a nat 1.
Plus and pans
Um,
very stealthily.
4
My
everybody.
passive perception would be 13.
It's okay. Bretta, as stealthily and quiet as you are so shaken by what just happened. Both being your fault and not being your fault at the same time. You're moving so quietly, so quickly, and then you just trip over some Dorn's backpack and land face first into his chest.
Hi.
Oh, hi. This isn't what it seems.
It seems like a booty call, so what is it?
She looks so around. She's like so many things in her head. Like, I think I killed Rix.
Oh, he's dead.
I just...
The way
you
she
know I
said
can't bring
that.
him back, right? My resources are tapped. I can't even do any parlor tricks anymore. No more horses, no more bridges.
No more fucking rituals.
No more horse. Yeah. No, it was the cards. It was the deck of cards.
Wait. Hold on, rewind. What deck of cards?
I had a deck of cards.
Elrod
I-
did call them the deck of many things in front of you. I'm sure she meant
Yeah.
that.
Of many things. That's called. I got that from Soothsayer a long time ago when he just started taking cards and he couldn't stop, and the last one just, I think, takes his soul away.
So it sounds like he gambled and he lost.
Yeah, I think he did. Can you help me to find his soul,
I make no promises, but
please?
give me some time. I'll see what I can.
Oh, thank God! I get close to him. I hug him and I give him a kiss on his cheek.
Sounds like
And
a
you're
booty
sure
call
this
again.
is a booty call? And he would have just
No.
grinned at that. He's not, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, if you got anything, just tell me, and if you need anything, just tell me. I'm going to speak to Wallace too after this. So yeah, sorry, Lauren, to bother you, but yeah.
No,
nobody
you're-
knows, I assure you, completely, 100%, 120%.
You're fine. Probably the best thing that you could do to help me out with this would be some extra magical items that we aren't using that I can.
You got that. You will get them probably tomorrow. Thanks, Lauren.
That's fine. I'm gonna go back to sleep now.
I tap his head with my hand, just leave, and trip again with his backpack, and get up and go out.
Oh, watch out for Bob. His head's really sensitive.
Oh, sorry, Bob.
You sure you ain't coming here to see me?
Whistling through lipless lips.
Why do you always miss out on a booty call?
Shut up, Bob.
Come on, Dorn, you could have had some booty right there.
Yeah.
I like
Bob,
to
you're
watch.
so weird, Bob.
I love to watch.
Damn it, Bob.
No, but after visiting a couple of healers, one other person is going to sneak into Dorn's tent and just lay down next to him, head on his shoulder,
Firebeard.
Oh, no. Oh boy.
minding the horns.
Wear nothing but a smile and a fucking air sweater.
It's Corman.
She slides an arm under the makeshift pillow he's using. It's got a dagger in it, and just falls asleep.
Who am I snuggling with?
It's Umbra.
No, bro.
Oh, we're gonna... Wait, am I the big spoon or the small spoon?
You have a spoon with a knife underneath your head, but not realizing it.
Oh, okay.
You know, she sleeps safe.
You could just roll over in your sleep and just like
Umbra.
fall over.
It's okay. I'm totally gonna cuddle up into it.
And here
Oh my
comes
God.
Firebeard for a Dorn sandwich.
Koromon,
Yeah, that's me.
what are you doing? What a hell of a night you've had.
I'm confused as fuck. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Ever since Kovan got back, I'm just like, who, what, who?
Girlfriend,
What?
life must be traded for another.
So I've been asking fucking Dorn questions on the side to try to fill me in. 'Cause I don't know.
Okay. Firebeard.
Must be expensive.
Yes.
Roll a perception check for me. In your revelry, you're singing and drinking. You feel a slight tremble from within your beard.
Oh,
Oh no, the egg.
It's time.
this is a really.
I'm gonna be a mother.
This is a really
My
lucky
God.
death
Get the
session.
bag we packed.
He sets the egg down on the ground.
Its first meal is ham and beer.
It's a slow process, but you see the first crack of the shell begin to form. And then another. And another. And then you see 3 tiny little heads pop up out of the egg, swaying and snarling, shaking themselves free of all the goo and the gunk. And they shake the egg, and break the rest of the shell away. And this little hydra, standing probably no more than maybe a foot tall from the tip of its head to its tail in length,
Well, we're all dead.
looks straight up at you. All 3 heads lock eyes with you and tilt slightly to the side.
I'm gonna give him a little piece of. Well, yeah, they eat meat, right?
Yes.
Let's give him some meat. Yeah, I'll just give him a little slice of meat.
Dude, haven't you ever seen Gremlins?
Jerky.
You don't feed them after midnight.
Yeah, if I don't want it to multiply,
It goes for
I
the
think
meat.
I know what I'm doing.
It snaps at you,
Okay,
but barely misses your fingers.
I'm gonna try to tame this beautiful creature. Should I do nature?
Yes.
I don't know.
Nature.
I don't think animal handling isn't a thing in forest.
It's in nature.
Nice.
You attempt once to try to soothe the animal with all your knowledge of the various creatures of the world and your animal handling skills, though mostly they're associated with parrots. So your first attempt results in a nice triple bite to 3 of your fingers, 1 from each head. You kind of reel it away. Decide maybe we'll try this again after it's had some food and some rest.
This is a good idea. I shall name I shall name the baby Hydra Elrod.
Oh god.
I'll take that as an honor.
The rest of your crew seems to just be staring at you in disbelief at what is just hatched from your beard.
Name each head Elrod, Dorn, and Koromon.
That's a good idea.
I mean, you could call it like Koromon's right fist, Koromon's left fist, and Koromon's dick.
They all
So
bite.
that's a mouthful.
Yep.
That's what she said.
That works on so many levels. All right.
Bretta, you've been guided back to... I'm leaving Elrod for last for obvious reasons. He's got 5 fucking people in his tent.
It's a party in here.
Bretta is guided back to the tent by Sora, who stated that Wallace wishes to see her.
Once
my
again,
nephew was born.
who says that Aelith took Zilzira directly back to Elrod's tent?
Let's hope Elrod doesn't find out.
Wow, is Aelith gonna go off and have like a lesbian fantasy adventure with the naked fucking drow?
I mean,
wouldn't rule it out.
I mean, Aelith has also performed out in the forest in the moonlight and gotten caught.
They probably would have just.
Performed. You can see the air quotes I'm doing here,
No,
right?
no. I mean, I can see the
Not
air quotes,
music.
but there's no air quotes. Elrod remembers.
Elrod remembers.
Wow, Laura.
Elrod remembers all the trauma.
Elvira would remember as well if she were still alive.
Yep.
Low blow, man.
Wow. The assumptions by the group.
I'm going to assume that she's actually alive, but that's not going to stop me from making jokes about it.
Problem is, if she's alive, she's in an orc dungeon, and I'm not going to think about that.
At least it's not Golar's dungeon.
I mean, remember the last time she was in a dungeon?
No.
Back in
Oh.
Swampgate?
Yeah, Arkin. Who's... Oh god.
So,
No,
Wallace,
not Archon. Swampgate.
I don't. Let's just finish this up. I'm getting tired.
Wallace, your conversation with Sora? Not Sora, Bretta?
Wallace tells Brenda she can stay here tonight since she's gone through a tragic moment, as he puts in air quotes. He says, get the cat and get you something to eat, and you can stay here. That way you're at least not alone.
Thank you, Wallace. I also need to speak to you. Can you help me with this? I also asked Thorn about it, and yeah. Well, you saw what happened, so please, really, if you can help me in any way, I will be very grateful about that.
I'll do what I can, but apparently all I can get is some fucking slaves, and he walks out.
Wait, what? She looks to Sora and it's like, what? What happened to Wallace? Why slaves? What?
My second nephew.
Let's see. Aelith,
Yes.
you and Zelzira have been in the tent for pretty much all of this.
Oh yeah.
Unaware of what's happened to Rix. Edmund has been
How many people just died and brought back to life around you?
Edmund has been passed out unconscious on the bed, and Nefel has been sitting beside it, a hand on his leg, though asleep, or trancing I should say, because it is late.
Over to me now? Sorry.
Elrod finally enters the tent, and we can. It's getting late, but you and I can discuss conversations between Zell and Aelith elsewhere. Elrod finally enters the tent in just this distraught.
He does not look himself.
He looks.
Aelith goes wide-eyed when she sees him enter and sees how he is. Oh no.
Do you want the good news or the bad news first?
There's good news. You look like everything has gone wrong.
Kovan.
Literally everything.
Kovan is alive and well again.
That's good, isn't it?
Both of our armies were wiped out.
It takes her a moment to realize exactly what that means. Oh.
Yes.
Oh no.
I don't know if I have the emotional capacity to process the rest of this. The day was eventful, for sure.
You need rest, Elrod.
Yeah, I'm going to go for a walk. You.
Do you want company?
You're welcome to come. Or Zell.
But do you want me to?
I don't know.
Aelith she takes a deep breath and then she stands up. You need a friend in a time like this.
I suppose so, yes.
She turns to Zelzira. I'm going to trust that you're not going to run off if we leave you alone.
All you see at this point is Elzira like laying against the corner of the tent.
Is she trancing as well?
Pretty much, but she's making snoring noises because the Edmund is there. She wants to, I guess. I don't know. She's
She
weird.
wants to what? She's mimicking him?
Yeah.
That's funny.
I'll take that as a yes.
She's
Alright then.
I was a fool.
Aelith nods.
I shouldn't go. Or I should have gone with her. I couldn't keep her safe. He's like stumbling out of the tent. I failed. I never told her I loved her. We just kind of did us.
Elrod, I have a question for you.
What?
You admit that you struggle with words, yes?
Greatly so.
Do you think that everything needs to be said?
No. No. However,
Do you...
sometimes I feel better to let things air than to sit on them. I may lack the words, but I don't know.
Then tell
Yeah.
me. Elrod, listen to me. Do you believe that she didn't know?
That's for the dog. Oh, stealth check.
I mean, the stealth check before was a 28.
He's roll again. I already
he's-
failed that stealth
He's
check.
got to roll the stealth check again. It's a new situation.
I'm gonna keep repeating while he does that.
Yeah.
Right.
Your words are helpful.
Elrod, don't worry.
But
They
I
didn't find a body. Even if she is dead, though, I don't think that you need to tell her, because I think that she already knew. I mean, everyone knew, to be honest.
Huh.
You weren't very good at hiding it.
No. Subtlety isn't something my mother or my father were very good at.
Yeah.
Can't say I had anywhere to learn.
I've noticed.
But what I fear is that she is alive. If the orcs are acting more savage like they said, I don't even want to think about what they might be doing to her to get information from her.
But what if they don't have her? What if she escaped and is off alone on the island somewhere?
Then I'll find her.
Exactly. She sort of like lightly punches Elrod in the heart. Don't give up hope. Not until you know for sure that she is gone. But at the same time, make sure that you're ready for if she is. I am your friend. I'll be here for you throughout all of it. Because I know you would do the same for me.
And it's with that, he goes to say something and you just hear him like choke. And he just breaks down. Like, you guys are probably by the tree. We're probably by the trees by now.
Aelith is going to, just give him a hug.
It's a good place to stop.
Almost. First off, you notice the dog.
Well, and you said I'd know how an arcane familiar works.
Yeah, it's eventually going to not be able to follow you. It's
But I
going to
also
get
know
out
he
of
can
range.
hear and see through it. We talked about that, right?
Yes.
Wallace. Yes,
Well, he-
half pint. Don't give me that face. I know Wallace can't talk through him.
Yeah.
Wallace, I don't really think you need to be present for this. But I'm not going to stop him. I know his range is limited. And then he'll turn. I don't
See,
know.
You say that, but Wallace is roaming in the forest right now.
Prove it.
You mentioned it earlier.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah, I stormed down my tent.
Yeah. But, he did say that too. Now he knows you've been listening. Doesn't know for how long, but doesn't seem to be bothering him. Or it's the
So,
very least of his concerns.
which direction do y'all go from camp? To this forest or to this one?
Not the drow one.
This way.
We're not going deep into it. We're just walking by the edge of the
Yeah.
camp. Like heroes.
So, we are reaching the stopping point, but I'm going to end it with this. As you two are walking, roll a perception check for me.
Boy, I think maybe I'm glad I did take some along. I just failed.
Oh wow, nice.
Oh. Oh. That's not a failure. That's a nat 20. It's my first perception nat 20 I think ever.
As you two are walking towards the forest, you come upon blood-stained grass. And off in the distance, just barely a glimpse. You swear, and it could be your emotions, but you swear you saw a glimpse of red hair disappear into the trees.
Did you see that?
Yes, I saw that.
And that's where we end tonight's session.
Oh my
Remember,
fuck.
remember what I said to you, Elrod? Out of character in a DM.
Everything is bad until it's proven good.
Remember that thing I've been saying
Hold
about
up.
Elvira since fucking Altaria.
Have a good night, stream.
No?
Let me turn off. Let me turn.